Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Turn snack time into fun time. The great mouth-watering flavors in one convenient pack. Great taste and hard to resist. All natural flavored, mouth-watering, new great taste. The new champion curable flavors. Eat.
Yeah, man. Take my glory when me creating myself and the Jesus.
May you mash up this food, you know.
Himself, and now Omega, the challenger, has an opportunity to do something no one in AEW has done. Any peaceful, easy feeling about it whatsoever. How much more can the champion take?
Kicked out from the Hogan leg drop. That has Hollywood stunned.
Yes! Yes, Malone can use the diamond cutter. And look at Goldberg. He's ready.
He's poised.
Okay, that's part one. Now finish him off. Finish him off.
He's calling for it.
This is it. This is it. Your career's on the line here. Do it. Do it. This place only rep when he picks him up.
He's got him up. Oh, hell yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We've got a new heavyweight champion.
Climb the ladder, kid. Make yourself famous. I just had an out-of-body experience. What did we just see? What did we just see?
He got him a power slam. He got him a power slam. He got it. Simmons got it. Simmons has won the match. Simmons is a champion.
I've always maintained that reality is for people who can't face drugs.
Shit is about to get real.
You get to see knee deep. Shit.
Look at the stare of the champion against the challenger.
What?
And now, Straight Talk Society presents Wrestling with Reality.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It's going to be the biggest battleground in the history of our sport.
The biggest match in pro wrestling history.
The two biggest superstars in our sport in the biggest event the sport has ever seen. The biggest match in the history of our sport.
Trying to run a little scalded dog here. Enough is enough.
gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time. Let's rock.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
So to escape from reality?
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
I am reality.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
No, it's live, pal.
Let the slaughter begin!
It is now time for
Wrestling
with
Reality.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Junior, look at this.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
number one to be the man, baby. You have to beat the man. Heavyweight champion of the world. The time is now. Reality has become the present, and the final lesson of the pain game has begun. Have you ever heard a joke like that in your life?
You are gonna wrestle my ass for the world title. You will have to kill me to keep me from killing you. Woo!
The 90s have been referred to as the reckoning with truth. In the 80s, everything was clouded. Nobody ever told the truth. In the 90s, the way to go is flat out. Tell no lies. That's the way we're gonna do it. When you hear something from our lips, truth it may be, and as much as it may hurt, you can count on it being exactly the way that it is.
We want the gold, sucker! Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga!
What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Wrestling with Reality. Let me know if you guys can hear me, because I cannot. I have no idea what's going on here. I have zero sound in the studio right now.
I can hear you on the panel if you can hear me.
Okay, you can hear me, because I'm trying to figure out why I can't hear. So I could hear you through my TV, but I can't hear you through my speakers. I could hear myself through my speakers, but not my computer. All right, well, MD says that he could hear me, so, and Keela says that they could hear me also, so I guess it's time to rock and roll. I have no idea what's going on, but we're going to get through it regardless. So what's going on, Straight Talk Society? Hey, listen, we're back, and we got a huge show for you today. So we're gonna have to get in and get out. I don't know where Venkat is, but MD is already on the panel. I didn't want to start without Venkat, so let me see if he sent me a message or something. He agreed to us going early. Let me see. Oh, there he is. Good. Because I was about to say, this is his way of telling me that he gonna, damn me wanting the show to be over in 2 hours, he's gonna prolong it anyway. What's up, Venkat?
What's going on?
I'm not understanding why I cannot hear you guys. Like I can hear you through my TV, but not through my speakers like I need to. All right. Well, anyway, we'll just run through it. So you guys did hear on Man Talk Monday the reason why we basically shut the channel down for a week. So no need to go into that. Last week was I wouldn't say it was tremendous, because it wasn't tremendous for everybody. Last week was a huge. Who is this? Who is this in the background? Maker gonna box you. See, this is what these guys do. This is what these guys do. Hey, Maker Gore box you. Turn on your camera. You can't come on this panel until I see who you are. To this Yisrael Devontae, your mama. That's all I'm gonna say. Get out of my chat. I
don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I thought I blocked all these clowns, but I guess I didn't. But I wanted to make sure and hear your mama, queer. I wanted to make sure you hear it before I kick you off. So your mother, that's your mother's two-face. Your mother and your father, everybody that's related to you. You guys are a bunch of queer cowards.
What you got, the Hebrew assassins on your tail?
Yeah, these fags, man. They ain't nothing but a bunch of faggot men worshiping. They love worshiping men, and if they don't get their way, then they come over here and try to bombard me. But they ain't gonna stop the show. So Keela, now you could boot them. I wanted them to just make sure and hear what I said first. I didn't want them not to be able to hear what I said. So yeah, you queer. I never seen a bunch of men. I never seen a bunch of men worship another man so much that when another man goes live, they have to be there to let their presence be known. Y'all a bunch of queers, man. And if any of y'all ever saw me in person, y'all couldn't do a damn thing to me. That's why I turned my camera on so y'all can see what I look like.
Trevor, man, all this stuff that done happened in wrestling, the hell with the Hebrew assassins.
I know,
Let's get to the show.
But MD, I had to get it out because I need to let them know. I need to let them know that they ain't nothing but a bunch of fags. So yeah, there you go. Let me turn off the monetization for this video right now because they done already got me for it. But there you go. You ain't nothing but a bunch of queers. So Keela, you could boot them when you get a chance. Keela, Mike, I see Mike's in the chat. Ricardo, y'all go ahead and ban them. Make sure when you boot them, you block them also. So yeah, we had a packed week in wrestling last week, but we weren't here. So let's get to this stuff real quick. Notice I say real quick. So starting off with the news. Last week, there was a bunch of releases. A bunch of WWE superstars were released last week. And we would be remiss if we did not go through the list. So the latest string of this comes from CBSSports.com. The latest string of releases come after the launch of TKO. TKO is a media conglomerate created by Endeavor, who merged with WWE and UFC parent company Zuffa. WWE and UFC continue to operate as separate entities, but do so under the banner of TKO. So more than 100 employees, most of whom were off-camera WWE staff, were laid off earlier this month as part of budget cuts, according to PW Insider. So here's the list. Go, yeah, y'all. So for whatever reason, I can't hear y'all through my speakers. So if y'all say something, you may have to just, I may not hear you the first time, but let's go through the list. So you have Abdul Abba Fitzgerald. So I have no idea who that is. I'm assuming that was an NXT talent. Brooklyn Barlow, Alexis Gray, Daniel MacArthur, Kevin Ventura Cortez, Bryson Montana. Here's an interesting one, Quincy Elliott. Everybody knows, you listen to me for any length of time, you know that I was not a fan of Quincy Elliott. That was the Super Diva character. So they released him. I guess he was running the Mabel gimmick. Ulissa Leon, Ikemen Jiro, Shanky was the big dancing Indian guy, I guess he was. Dabakato, this one surprised me. Dabakato. Any words on Dabakato?
Yeah, he wasn't doing nothing. Like, what were you doing?
So you didn't like Commander Aziz?
I ain't do nothing for me. I mean, he a big dude, so I'm surprised they couldn't find him to do nothing else. But other than that, yeah, he wasn't doing nothing for me.
Yeah, you would think though, with a guy that big, that they would be able to find a spot for him. And I actually like the Commander Aziz gimmick, but once they turned Apollo Crews back face, then I guess that ended that. Venkat, anything on Dabakato?
No, I just had to step aside just now. I didn't even catch what you were saying.
Oh, yeah. Way to be committed to the show.
What is that? I had to step aside. My gosh. Keep going.
All right. Here's another interesting one. Dana Brooke. Hey, I'm not gonna sit up here and cry tears for her, because I said about 4 shows ago that I wouldn't be surprised if she gets released soon. So there you go.
Yeah, nothing for me, man. Nothing for me.
Come on, hey, because
wait a minute. With MD, you're not gonna say way to be committed. I mean, he had nothing for you.
No, here's the thing. I'm thinking Venkat's going to be the one. This is the one where I said Venkat was going to be grandstanding about all these people that lost their jobs, but he hadn't said anything yet. I'm surprised. So you got Mansoor. You got Mansoor and Marseille. Those were the what were they called? The model guys, the French guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. You got Rick Boogs.
He got hurt. He got hurt a while back, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's been back. But Rick Boogs is a big, muscular, strong guy. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah,
I mean, you like him. I'm shocked that they couldn't find something better for him. I think what killed him though is them doing the Road Warrior gimmick with him.
That's not his fault though. That's their bad direction.
Not the Road Warrior.
But he looked like a person that'll be in AEW anyway. So.
Sorry, the Ultimate Warrior. They put him in that singlet and had the tassels and things like that, and he'd come to the ring and just scream. Like I just thought it was terrible. Here's a very interesting.
Who are these people in the chat that's talking about hell and repenting? What the hell is this?
Oh my God, that's what you see what I'm telling you? So they trying to derail me. So Keela and Ricardo, let's do this. Anybody with Israel in their name or anybody that says anything about me going to hell or anything like that, because they'll probably beat me there first, block them. Anybody with the exception of Eddie Israel. Eddie Israel is the only Israel that you don't block. Because I'm pretty sure that they're gonna come over. They're mad that I'm not affiliated with their buddy anymore. So now this is their way to come over here and try to internet bully me. But that doesn't work for me. that's what they're doing. They're trying to internet bully me. So we're gonna be dealing with it for a while, especially tomorrow during the debate. So make sure that y'all on your P's and Q's, because they'll be over here. They'll be over here trying to mess things up, but it's all good. Again, they're man worshipers, so they do whatever their leader tells them to do. So this one surprised me. Top Dollar.
Top Dollar. Got nothing for you.
Wow. You MD, nothing?
MD stepped up.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he stepped up.
You know why Top Dollar surprises me? Because they didn't get rid of all the Hit Row. They just got rid of just him.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They should have taken everybody out if you're gonna do that, but it singled him specifically.
Because when Vince fired them like a year ago, I think he fired them like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And Triple H brought them back, but he fired the whole group. And so I follow Top Dollar on Instagram because I see that picture that you put up of me with Mick Foley. Actually, that's where I met Top Dollar that same night. And I thought he was a real good guy, man. He played for the Dolphins and everything like that. So he's saying that it was a lot of backstage politics and he got fired for sticking up for BFAB. So I don't know the legitimacy behind it or what, but it is what it is. But I'm just shocked.
It sounds about right. Sounds like what's going on over there.
Yeah. From what I heard, Top Dollar was like a big advocate for a lot of the young talent. You know what I'm saying? And also, I think he did the track for the theme music. I think somebody, like he do like amateur produce. So yeah, I mean it's surprising in that aspect. But again, I mean, you ain't doing nothing for me at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Last time I seen you was getting beat up by LA Knight. So I mean, it is what it is.
He
Man, what is your these people? Hold on.
These religious people. I'm telling you.
All right, so I just banned
I ain't watching the chat. What's going on?
So this what I'm gonna do. This what I'm gonna do for them. This what I'm gonna do for them. If they keep harassing me, I'm gonna just start putting up screenshots of everything their leader said. Okay, that's what I'm gonna start doing. Just so if they keep harassing me, that's what I'm gonna start doing. On my community wall, I'm gonna just put up stuff that their leader said every day. That's what I'm gonna start doing. So
damn, yeah, Trevor, they told you to repent.
Yeah, they full of crap. They don't believe half the stuff they say. If you see the stuff these dudes say behind the scenes, they are legit.
All in the video.
They are legit mad. They are legit mad because their buddy didn't get his way and because he's getting destroyed on the polls. That's really why they're mad, because he's getting destroyed on the polls. So they somehow think that that's my fault. So because when he was winning, Trevor, your platform's so great. The minute that he's getting destroyed, you a sinner.
You're apostate now.
Yeah, go do your own thing and this and that, bro. All these people are a bunch of cowards, man.
But this now takes away from the wrestling show.
Yeah. That's
a bunch of hootenannies.
So whenever y'all see them, man, just block them. Just block them. Just block them, because their leader gonna make like 10 videos. So don't worry about that. So y'all will have plenty of entertainment. But if y'all keep harassing me every day, I'm gonna put something new up every day. And I got at least 500 messages every day. I'm gonna put something new up. So
it just doesn't work for me, brother.
Right. So Top Dollar, I think he's a good. He makes good low budget rap and stuff like that. I think he'll be fine on the indie scene. Here's another one.
Is he not strong enough to get to AEW?
Well, we're gonna get to AEW soon. I mean, like AEW doesn't even have room for the people that they got now.
They have 3 shows though.
Yeah, but
nobody talks about Rampage. I never hear anything about Rampage.
How many of those 3 shows do you watch?
Well, I can't watch it. I don't have cable.
Exactly. You got Aaliyah. Aaliyah's been hurt for a long time. Former tag team champion. She was an NXT lifer. The reason they brought her up, I have no idea, but they brought her up. They paired her with Raquel Gonzalez. They won the tag team championships from Io Sky and Dakota Kai, which shocked everybody. Then Aaliyah got hurt. We hadn't seen her in like a year. We heard that she was ready to come back. Now she got fired. So she's cute girl. She'll probably start modeling soon. Riddick Moss. This one surprised me too, because Riddick Moss, they were putting the gas behind him for a while, but Riddick Moss fell into that trap. So it's like everybody that ever rode with the Miz. So you had Alex Riley, you had John Morrison, you had who was the other one? Damian Sandow. All those guys who were at the Miz, and they were all popular and everything. And then the minute they weren't with the Miz anymore, then they just crap the bed. So Riddick Moss was big time, even in some main events when he was with Baron Corbin. They broke that group up. And now you see what happens. They also decided to fire his girlfriend, his fiance, Emma, who just came back. But I mean, they hired her back and did nothing with her. Emma will be good in AEW. She'll be another good person for Tony Storm to beat up on. This one,
she'll probably go back to ROH. That's what she came from.
This one surprises me, but doesn't surprise me. Mustafa Ali. And the only reason it surprises me, because remember, they fired him not even a year ago. and they brought him back. The only reason this really surprises me is because he was supposed to wrestle Dom this past Saturday for the belt, which is why Trick Williams ended up being put in that spot, because they fired Ali. Ali will definitely be in AEW or ROH at the very least. He's too good of a talent. He never got over with the WWE audience. Never. Anything on him?
Yeah, he'll definitely go to AEW. Like I said, his style is fit for AEW. So he ain't got nothing to worry about. They put him in so many gimmicks that led up toward when he was supposed to get the title. Like, it didn't do nothing for me per se. But then when he came back, he had the whole hacker gimmick and everything. It didn't do nothing for him. You know what I mean? To the point where eventually where he wanted out of his contract.
Yeah.
He wanted out of his contract before they even got rid of him. And then they brought him back. And, he did nothing. Then he went to NXT. NXT was the best thing that he was doing. So, he'll be all right. He'll definitely be all right.
He's helped more black men in this company than anybody, because if with him, it's true. Him getting in the position instead of Brian back in, like, what was it, 2018, 2019, something around there, caused Kofi Mania. Him getting fired now caused them to put Trick in that spot. And we see what happened Saturday. We're gonna get to it later, though, for them just completely undoing it all.
So much for that.
So so then we got next another one that doesn't surprise me. Shelton Benjamin. He wasn't doing anything. I figured that he's a tremendous wrestler. I figured that they would have tried to get him in NXT to work with the younger guys. That is what I thought. And I think he'll be a good addition to AEW to work with some of their unpolished talent.
So what's funny about the Shelton Benjamin firing is that he just had a video on YouTube talking about how he was so happy and grateful to be with WWE for 20 plus years, and he never thought this would happen, and how it's been great. The company's been great for him. And then you fast forward a few weeks, you're fired. I hope he comes to AEW. That would be good to see Shelton Benjamin, get some kind of matchup, because there ain't nothing going on in WWE. They just have guys just sitting around. We talk about AEW have nobody doing anything, but Shelton Benjamin is too good. Even in his 20th, 21st year, he's still a really good wrestler, and he could do more than what he's been doing, which is really nothing.
And I'm gonna save. So there's two more on the list. Everybody knows I was shocked about this one, just again, because here's a WWE lifer, and I thought worst case, send him to NXT and let him work with the young guys. Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, from a financial aspect, I get it, because Dolph Ziggler was making a lot of money.
Very much.
You know what I'm saying? Not to do nothing. He was making a lot of money. So I thought Dolph Ziggler was gonna be a WWE lifer. That's just what I thought. Of course his career was winding down. I was thinking, okay, they'll make him an agent or something like that. You know what I mean? But I guess from the aspect of the merger, they just looked at him as making too much money. You know what I mean? And they let him go. But he's gonna do the job that I thought he was gonna do in WWE. He'll do it in AEW. Dolph Ziggler will be an agent in AEW.
So there is there is a report, though, that Triple H is bringing back a handful of those people that were let go. This is no different than, what was it, 2 years ago when they fired Bray Wyatt. Remember, Bray Wyatt was on that list. Braun Strowman was on that list. Nia Jax was on that list. There was a lot of big names, and they just restructured their deals and brought them back. So I don't know. And again, I like Dolph Ziggler. I always thought Dolph Ziggler his biggest problem is he sells too much. He falls in the Mr. Perfect trap. When you become a guy that could take an ass whooping so good, that's all they see you as. He never got that one big moment. Well, he did get that moment when he cashed in on Del Rio, but then he got hurt like 2 weeks afterwards. And then they took the belt off of him, which never sat right with me. That was a terrible thing for them to do. So yeah, so I mean Ziggler. So this here's another one that shocked me only because of the talent that this guy is. Like, this is a big talent, man. You don't just let a guy like this go, but he has a lot of backstage issues with other wrestlers. Lesnar doesn't like him. Rollins doesn't like him. Then the thing that happened in the airport recently, he just had, the whole thing with his ex-wife, and, the stuff just keeps building up. They also released Matt Riddle, and I'm shocked that Riddle isn't already in AEW, because he could keep it's his name, so he could keep Matt Riddle and show up, and there's no issue.
Yeah, all of them got 60-day compete clause though. That's what I read. 60-day non-compete
is only 60. I thought it was 90.
Yeah, I read somewhere that it was 60. 90 could be right.
Okay,
so
Venkat, real quick, how ridiculous is that? They fired you, but now they're telling you that you can't work anywhere else for 90 days.
I know, and in this capitalistic society, that don't sound like they would want to have a situation like that. But yeah, it's crazy. How you gonna fire somebody and tell them you're restricted from making income? That's some bull crap. That's some bull, man. But again, that's the reality of McMahonism. It's crazy. I mean, he tells you when to be, where to be, how to be. You're independent contractor, but you can't do this, you can't do that. And he just it's overbearing, man. It's just crazy. But that's pretty bold to fire somebody and then tell them, oh, by the way, you can't do what you've been doing to support your family. So I guess you're gonna have to work at Target or Walmart or something to pick up extra hours on the side until those 60 or 90 days passes.
Well,
real quick. They pay him for the during the non-compete. But real quick, because we had this conversation maybe a couple months ago. Not to go off the ledge too far. It's not necessarily the companies that do the non-compete. That's a piece of legislation that the sports commissions brought about, not necessarily the companies. So the reason they did it, so they wouldn't saturate a certain part of a sports industry. That's the reason they did it. So it's not necessarily the companies.
But MD though,
I ain't saying I agree with it.
I understand that, but I'm just saying there's a bunch of things that WWE does not adapt that is in the sports world. They completely ignore and say there's no way we're gonna do this or do that, like the NBA, NFL. There's a lot of things that are in contracts that are not applying to wrestlers. And this one specific thing we're gonna go ahead and abide by. That makes no sense to me. It just seems like it's just another excuse just to screw over the talent. And if they're getting paid, fine. I hope they're getting paid. I hope they ain't getting a partial payment, like 60% or 80%. Like hopefully it's 100%.
And it's not implemented to all talent. NXT talent don't get that.
Yeah,
that's
only the main roster do it. And if you remember when CM Punk, like, we still don't know what the terms of CM Punk termination is, but apparently, like, he did a UFC undercard show where he was a commentator, and he implied that he said, I got a couple months off, I'm free, implying that he may have a non-compete clause under his termination.
Right. Because he's an employee of AEW. He's not just a wrestler. He had employee status.
Oh, okay.
So he got the full benefits and everything. He has a deal like the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. He has that deal. So
that makes sense. So I would only assume that he also under non-compete.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Did you?
So it ain't just a WWE thing, but these wrestling companies do the non-compete, and I think a lot of it is they time it around the other guys' pay-per-view.
So,
So you
just
don't
real
show
quick,
up.
I just wanted to say. So, did you guys see the wrestlers like series on Netflix?
No, I don't.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
It should. It's pretty good. It's pretty interesting. It's following OVW, and it's just talking about since the time Al Snow bought OVW, and just the navigation of like their struggles, like equipment failing and being able to pay people from a week to week basis when they're not generating a lot of income and whatnot. It just reminds me a lot of NXT, and I know NXT practically replaced OVW because that used to be what WWE used to get that talent. But like, so when you say like these NXT guys ain't getting covered, I immediately think about like what I was just seeing on that show. It's pretty good. You should check it out. But you see the struggles, and it's ironically I was watching OVW like 2 weeks ago, and I was watching one of there's like a mother-daughter rivalry in the company, and I was watching their match, and they're actually featured in that series. But it's a good watch. You should check it out. It gives a lot of insight on things. But just to go back to what we were saying, I just think it's just messed up with them covering. It's like they're picking and choosing. You get this, you don't get this. I hate that crap, man. It's like just there should be a bare minimum somewhere they should meet along the lines, and then from there, whatever. But I don't think certain people should not get covered and other people do. I just think that's weird.
But you know what the standard NXT contract is, right? Like money wise.
It's straight trash, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's hell. Some of those guys are getting like $50,000-$60,000.
Yeah, I mean it's better than us.
Yeah, hell, I take $50,000-$60,000 to sit on my ass too.
Yeah, but
and being developmental.
But it's not good for them though.
Yeah, but think about it in the grand scheme of things of what they do. Because you're like, oh man, you big time wrestler. Ric Flair used to talk about spending so much money on spilt liquor more than guys made in a year, and blah blah blah. So you got the thing like, oh man, these guys are wrestlers. These guys making money, but not when you tell them, hey, you're only making 60 grand and you got to pay taxes. That's before taxes.
Yeah, but we talking about the elite though, Trevor. Like Flair was the elite. Like what was another guy in NWA making? A mid-card guy making in NWA. You know what I'm saying?
They were some of them contracts back then, they was getting like 125 a year, 250. Those guys, I mean, for the times, those guys was making some money, man. Those guys, hell, because you hear some of these old wrestlers, they talk about what WCW offered to pay them, so they didn't go to Vince. And you remember Vince only gave you a standard 10-match deal where it was like a $1,500 guarantee. But the way he sold it is that you're going to make so much money off your merchandise. That's how they used to make all that money. But no, his standard contract was like $1,500.
Oh, okay.
So
wow.
Yeah, it's weird though. WCW treated them more like employees. Vince always treated them just like, hey, like a bowling pin. But let's move on. Here's another story that broke last week. Was it last week? Yeah, because we weren't here last week. So you guys start sending me messages all up in arms about this. And I was like, all right, when I get back, I'll read it and see what it's about. And come to find out, there's much to do about nothing to see here. WWE announced Thursday morning. This comes from Sportskeeda. No, this one isn't from Sportskeeda. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. WWE announced Thursday morning that SmackDown would move from Fox to the USA Network beginning October 24th. Beginning October 2024. So next year, everybody knew they were on a 5-year contract. So when I heard the news, I'm like, oh my God, are they kicking them off the air now? But no, this is the last year of the contract, and Fox didn't renew. So this is part of a 5-year deal between WWE and NBC Universal. WWE will also host 4 NBC primetime network specials. So they basically going to probably bring back Main Event. Friday night main event or Saturday night's main event. USA Network currently airs Monday Night Raw and Tuesday and NXT. This is the interesting part. Both of which will reportedly move off the network. So that's the part that I want to get to. The SmackDown deal, nothing to see here. They're getting more money. Will I comp the new World Heavyweight Championship belt? I like Seth Rollins' belt, but the next belt that I'm going to get will be the Winged Eagle and the Miami Dolphins legacy belt that they offer. So I'm not going to get the World Heavyweight Championship unless it's the big gold that that they're offering for a limited time. But so more importantly, there's a possibility Monday Night Raw may not be on USA next year. Well, hell, according to this, they aren't going to be on USA. Where do you think, more specifically, where do you think it's going? That's the question.
Probably it's going to be a Disney network, according to what everybody talking about. What Disney network it could be, I don't know. I don't see Raw being on ESPN. Maybe ESPN 2. But you know, when we talking about WWE, I don't think they would take that offer. You know what I mean, to be on a secondary network. So it's hard to say like what it's going to be on. You don't want to say that Raw gonna start going to the streaming services like as a mainstay. I don't believe that either. So it's hard to say.
Why not, MD?
Because I don't think that's where Endeavor and WWE want it to be. We talking about over 30 years being on major network TV. WWE is a mainstay of Americana. They're not gonna put Raw on no secondary network. So it's hard to say. You know what I mean? Hell, for all I know, Raw be on Disney Channel. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Ugh. But do you see? Nah, they wouldn't make it on Disney Channel. But do you see a move? Do you see a move to ESPN 2, something like that?
I mean, but ESPN 2 is a secondary channel. Do you honestly think that the board on the WWE side, the board members will be happy with Raw being on ESPN 2?
Okay, let's cut shit right now. I don't have the ratings for, and not necessarily the UMD, but let's just cut brass tacks. Raw has constantly, steadily seen a decline. We mentioned a couple of weeks ago, Raw and Nitro collectively were getting better ratings than Monday Night Football. Raw has constantly seen a steady decline. 10 years ago, Raw was averaging like 3-4 million viewers. Last week's Raw rating was a 1.3 million. You know who else did over 1 million last week? AEW Dynamite pulled a 1.1 million for the Samoa Joe versus MJF match, which was a fantastic match, by the way. They pulled a 1.1 million for that match. Raw doesn't have the balls now to say, hey, pay me this because I bring this. Not when you averaging, when you can't even crack 2 million when the NFL isn't there. I agree. I understand why they're getting these low numbers now, but when you don't have the NFL as competition, can you get 2 million viewers? SmackDown does it every week. Can you get 2 million viewers? No, you can't. Not anymore.
Well, but that's the thing though. So like I said, we've been hearing the rumors about them possibly doing something with Disney. If they were to go to ESPN, they will be competing amongst themselves with football. ESPN 8 o'clock is primetime sports, whether it's Monday Night Football or whether it's during NBA season. So they'll be competing.
ESPN got the NBA rights, so that's TNT.
Well, they both got them. They both got NBA rights. Yeah,
they're ESPN and TNT.
Yeah, they both. So they'll basically be competing amongst themselves as far as ratings. So that's why I'm like, WWE ain't gonna go for being on a secondary channel, knowing that the main channel is where the viewers are at. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think that they, it's hard to explain based on the fact that they want to shop Raw and NXT as a package deal. Yet they want to go to and I'm assuming all of this based on what Endeavor has done with UFC. So you know it's going to be hard pressed. UFC is not well. Do UFC got stuff on every week?
No, it seemed like it, but no.
So it's a different animal. Like UFC is not competing with those other platforms.
WWE has always been on cable. They haven't been on NBC or CBS.
Raw has always been on cable.
Yeah, I mean, Raw. That's what I mean. Raw has been on cable, so they never had like a primetime show on a major, network channel like ABC or CBS. It would be interesting to see that if they could make a deal like that where they could get on NBC or something and have Raw on NBC. That would be a good deal.
Yeah, that ain't happening. That ain't,
I know.
You know how many primetime shows NBC run every week? Yeah. I don't see NBC letting them get on network TV. Unless it's for a special. You remember back in the day, like a month after WrestleMania, they used to show WrestleMania on NBC, like on Saturday night.
Yeah, a condensed version.
Yeah. I can see him do that, bringing that back. But as far as like every week on NBC network television, nah, it ain't happening.
So then if they can't get on NBC, they're getting rejected by USA on cable, then they have to go streaming. And Netflix, HBO, well, they're not going to HBO Max because that's AEW's area. I'm just saying, they're going to have to do that.
The old man would
live on Netflix. Why wouldn't it work? Live on Netflix. Why wouldn't it work?
MD, you know why they wouldn't mind going to Netflix? I don't think it would happen, but you know why they wouldn't mind going to Netflix? Because then you don't have to report the ratings. Because on streaming services, because all they do now for Peacock is in 100 million homes. That's it. They don't have to tell you how many of those are subscribed to the WWE network portion. Whereas when you had the standalone network, they had to tell you, hey, we're under 2 million, or hey, so when they don't have to tell the numbers, then that's when they could come out and lie and be like, oh man, the big powerful engine of Amazon Prime is behind us. So Raw is in 100 million homes and stuff like that. And we don't know who's watching it. We can't, because they're not showing the ratings. There's no way to tell. I did want to say though, shout out to this Daniel Price and Master, what's that? Master Mash. Y'all making some good contributions in the chat.
Vince McMahon and WWE, they like lying and they like covering up numbers.
Yeah, but
we saw what those WrestleMania numbers.
But if you're not on something where there's evidence of what you don't have the trackers now to be like, oh man, you got this, or how many people viewed this. Now you can just make it up.
That's pretty lame for them, man.
Yeah, but I mean it is what it is. When you in entertainment, people always fabricate the thing. I'm just saying, if they were to go to Netflix, now you have our Amazon Prime, but the NFL does good on Amazon Prime. Do you watch those Amazon Prime games, MD?
I've watched a couple of them. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's football. Yeah. People on Sundays and Thursdays trying to watch as much football as they possibly can. Yeah, so that's a different animal. You know what I'm saying? Hell, everybody want rights to the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not Venkat. He don't like the NFL.
No way possible.
Yeah, he don't. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Go ahead.
Hey, speaking of NFL,
sidebar.
Yeah, speaking of the NFL, shout out to the real Buffaloes. The Buffalo.
Did you hear the question, Senator?
It just doesn't work for me, brother.
and put all these little gadgets and gadgets back here for me. So go ahead, MD. What you were going to say?
No, I was going to say, speaking of NFL, shout out to the real Buffaloes, the Buffalo Bills, for doing an excellent job this Sunday against the Miami. That was a great game. A great game.
You know what, MD? Hey, we got humbled, and now we're going to take it out on the Giants and the Carolina Panthers.
Hey, no problem. No problem.
But all I'll say to you is I don't listen to people whose teams don't have a better record than mine. Just so you know that.
Hey man, hey, I'm 1 foot in the door with the Falcons right now. I'll accept that. I'll accept it. I'm done with them at this point. We'll see what happens next Sunday.
Man, you gotta hit the NFL post game one day, man. That's a good 45, 50 minutes of just.
I saw you was live, man, but I was contemplating if I wanted to jump off the building or not. I saw.
So real quick,
MD is wild.
I did say that I was going to come back for this because I don't run away from these things, but man, you were right about Oregon. Wow.
I told you.
But MD, how were they able to play so good against USC? USC is a better team than Oregon.
They're not defensively. They're not.
I
think Oregon got the better defense.
So do you think? And I take a line from Dion. Dion said this is the worst game you're ever going to see us play. And that's how I felt about this Dolphin game. Sunday is the worst you'll ever see the Dolphins play. You'll never see them be that bad the rest of this season. But I digress with that. But they almost beat USC, and it would have been. And it ended up matching up just how I thought it was going to be. And the loss to Oregon didn't derail the hype train. That's what I was wondering. Okay, Oregon destroyed them. Is the hype train going to be derailed? Absolutely not. It only got bigger because now I hate to have to agree with Venkat on this, but they're facing some adversity now. So now you want to see them win more. I was hoping so much that they would have beat USC just because I love chaos. I root for chaos.
Well, the thing is, again, Colorado put up a valiant effort against USC. Shedeur had to play like he had to play his heart out in order to even put up those type of points. Caleb Williams had over 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, Colorado.
He's the number 1 draft pick for a reason.
Yeah, Colorado's defense is horrendous, man. Like the Dolphins' defense is horrendous. I mean, if we sticking on defense being terrible, wow. But Colorado can't stop anybody. I mean, they got 0 pass rush, nothing. It was just a complete annihilation. They just obliterated them.
Right. And like I said, Shedeur Sanders, he played his heart out, but in college football, is not going to be enough. And that's what it is. I mean, hell, with Caleb Williams at USC, even the best defenses, he's still chopping them up. So that's what I'm saying in regards to Colorado. Yes, offensively, they are good, but they're not good enough to withstand these legacy programs, not only in the Pac-12, but in special. I'm telling you, if Colorado was to play a USC, if Colorado was to play Vanderbilt in the USC, though they may win the game, he gonna have to play his ass off in order to win that game. Based upon the fact that SEC defenses, ACC defenses are different beasts. They just are. That's why he's with his daddy at Colorado and not at a top tier school where he was supposed to get recruited. He got recruited. I think Alabama was trying to recruit, but he wasn't going to see the field. He just wasn't. Because you have other players that are cut above the rest. He just ain't it. I ain't saying he ain't good, but he ain't elite.
So right now, would you take him or your quarterback right now?
I take Carson Beck because Carson Beck.
Get out of here, man.
Carson Beck understands the winning pedigree of Georgia. despite the fact that he didn't look good Saturday, he didn't look good at all. But hey, look, he came out in the second half, he adjusted, and he made it happen. That's Georgia football.
Oh, like Shador did.
Shador adjusted as much. He wasn't gonna be able to stop that beast in Caleb Williams. He can't do it.
Yeah, but he don't play defense though.
No, what I'm saying is he can't put up as many points as Caleb Williams can. I don't care what the defenses look like. Caleb Williams is a different animal. He's gonna be the number 1 pick in the draft next year. So from that aspect, hey, it is what it is. But I'm saying, even from a defensive aspect, if Caleb Williams, and we go see the attrition going on into the season. See, still got to play who? Still got to play you. He gonna get flopped in Utah. What other game you got to play? I think Stanford will beat them. To tell you the truth,
I don't think they lose another game.
Man, who they play next? Let me look at the schedule.
I don't think they play. I don't think they lose another game.
Man, you man.
Hold on. Hey, Venkat, put up that comment from Daniel. Yeah, let me pull up their schedule. They got
they losing next week.
They got
Stafford will beat them next week.
No, they got Arizona State next week, and then they got Stanford the following week.
Okay. Well, Stanford will beat them.
They're not losing another game. They got
Stanford will beat them.
UCLA, Oregon State, Arizona, Washington.
Oregon State might beat them.
Yeah, they're not losing another game.
Well,
so Venkat must not be here. We talking about football. We done ran him off. Daniel,
I don't want to disappoint you.
Daniel Price says the Dion hype train.
I'm back, Trevor. I'm back.
Oh, the Dion hype train rolled out of the station way too soon. TCU, Oregon, and USC hung over 40 on their defense. I agreed. I've said from the beginning, their defense is horrendous. Their defense sucks. They're too small. They can't stop anybody. But that offense is like the Dolphins. The Dolphins' offense is tremendous, but you're not going to put up 70 points every week. You're not going to put up 35 points every week. At some point, your defense is going to have to be able to make a stop. And until the Dolphins' defense can show me that they can make a stop, then they're still just an up-and-coming team. They got to be able to make a stop.
Well,
if you play in college football, you should be putting up 35 points every week.
But that's what they were doing outside of the Oregon game.
Go ahead, Venkat.
No, I was just saying, according to Kevin Durant, defense isn't a big deal. You just have to have good offense. No. That's according to him.
You got to be
who the hell is Kevin Durant? What position Kevin Durant play? I don't care what he say.
You got to be able to stop somebody.
Kevin Durant, the basketball player.
Well, he ain't playing football, so his opinion is null and void.
If you ever watch, like I get lost in this on every day, like the greatest college football games of all time, it always came down to a defensive stop. Always. It's always the defense. Your offense wins games, defense wins championships. It always worked that way. So you got to be able to stop somebody. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes. We almost into the review, but just wanted to catch up on some of these stories from last week. Let's look at this video clip right quick. So that's the video from last week of Jade Cargill arriving at the WWE Performance Center. That video got over 20 million views. Just that little clip right there. This woman is just gonna be something special. And I'm gonna ask y'all, remind me if I don't ask you, I gotta ask y'all a question later about her. I don't know what it is, man. That muscular, Trevor played that just to look at Jay. Hey, y'all know I do not like that type of look. But man, it's just I think it's just the way she carries herself and some pictures I've seen. I don't know, man. She may be able to. She don't compete with Bianca, but she may be up there. So according to Sportskeeda, WWE recently broke the news that Jade Cargill has officially signed a multi-year contract with the company. I'm curious as to what they consider multi-year. Got to be 3 to 5. Jade has since reported to the Performance Center, where she began training in anticipation of her upcoming ring debut. So Jade, this is what Jade Cargill said, because I was told that people don't care about coming to WWE anymore. That doesn't matter. So Jade Cargill said, I want to create a legacy. Cargill told a ringer after signing with WWE, I want to be in the Hall of Fame. I want to wrestle the best women in the world, which they don't have that in AEW. There's no grander stage than this stage. The opportunities are endless with this company. It was a no-brainer. It was welcoming. I didn't have any second thoughts about it at all. It was just an easy choice. About it at all. It was just an easy choice. Then she says it wasn't easy, but it was easy. So Cargill confirms that Cody Rhodes, who was instrumental in bringing her to AEW in 2020, played an equally vital role in persuading her to leave Tony Khan's promotion for WWE. That's very interesting. Cargill believes Rhodes laid out the blueprint for others looking to jump from AEW to WWE following his return at WrestleMania 38 in 2022. So she says he's a phenomenal man. Blah blah blah. So Jade Cargill is in WWE. They already pinned her for Raw. That's all the reports going on right now. She's going to Raw. What I'm thinking is that they got Nia Jax beating down every woman right now for this reason, that she's going to come off like this unstoppable monster, and then Jade's going to show up and just destroy her. That's what I would do if they're not going to turn her heel. If she's going to be a face, she needs to come in and destroy Nia. I'm talking about like Road Warriors level, destroy somebody. But if she's going to be a heel, then she needs to destroy Bianca Belair. Like you have to have that happen. That has to happen. So real quick, what's y'all thoughts on Jade Cargill finally putting pen to paper? Well, yeah, pen to paper.
Well, I think that Jimmy Butler said that the Milwaukee Bucks need to be investigated for tampering because they got Damian Lillard. I think Cody Rhodes needs to be investigated for tampering if he went ahead and persuade her to come to WWE like that. It's a good thing for Jade. I think she is going to have more competition. She's going to have a more diverse style and type of wrestler to face WWE. I mean, AEW doesn't have as big of a women's roster with notable names on it. There may be a few here and there, but I think WWE women are a little better. So that'll be good for Jade. And there's a lot of matchups that are already exciting, like Nia Jax, of course, Rhea Ripley, and others that are there that'll be really interesting to see her go up against. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see how it comes out. I was hoping that she would show up at the NXT event at the end of the night.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Too big for NXT. I keep telling y'all that. Too big for it.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna get into something that's happening on NXT, but MD, what? Hey, Shaw, peace, Nerd Bomb. Yeah, we'll be done by then. But because I know he said he'll be out by 7:55 because he wants to watch Dynamite. But MD, Jade Cargill finally penned the paper.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in the back chat, man, when we were talking about it, like we were talking about her going to the Performance Center and possibly getting it, bro. The brand, the way WWE has been pushing and touting her coming in, ain't no way in hell they're gonna start off in NXT. Matter of fact, chances are you're gonna see her Sunday on Fastlane. Well, Saturday on Fastlane.
I'm glad you said that, MD. You saw what they did on Smack. They have never done this. Announce a signing in the middle of SmackDown. They have never done that. They were on SmackDown and they were like breaking news. Jade Cargill, and they announced her as like a social media, like they threw that in. They was like, how she gonna revolutionize everything, and she reaches a bigger market. That's that marketability. That's that superstar aspect. And I like this comment from Daniel. He says, having the look is all well and good, but she needs a lot of work of her actual wrestling. Dustin and Danielson were training her in AEW, and she looks like she was botching like crazy. Well, and I agree with you, Daniel, but what I will say, WWE does protect their monsters, their wrestlers. If they know you could only do X, then they're going to build a match around X. Look at Omos. Omos isn't the greatest wrestler, but that tree slam is over as hell. And he just hits you with the power moves. So I think that's what, hey, listen, and when she comes in and wrecks Nia, when she either wrecks Nia or wrecks Bianca, nobody's gonna, or wrecks Becky, nobody's gonna care. They ain't gonna give a damn about how she wrestles. Go ahead, MD.
I remember we was talking about this a few weeks back. Jade Cargill is just a bigger brand than Bianca is, period. She transcends wrestling to another market. You go, like, the numbers are gonna go up based on the fact that Jade Cargill is there, because people that usually don't watch wrestling is gonna watch for Jade Cargill. That's just, and lo and behold, like, yeah, she ain't the best wrestler, like, but it ain't about that right now. You know what I'm saying?
But isn't it messed up though how WWE tried to act like, well, she wasn't doing anything. She was just a social media star. Nothing else. She just wasn't doing anything else but that. But being a social media star, trying to ignore what she was doing in AEW or whatnot. Just seems
well, you know, of course they're gonna take a shot at AEW. I mean, you know, I mean, that's a given. We already know that. But I mean, she is a social media star. You know what I'm saying? So again, like, the wrestling part is secondary at this point. That's my opinion. The wrestling stuff is secondary. She's being brought in to be a star, and that's what she's gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
oh,
go ahead, Venkat.
I was just gonna ask both for you anyway. So do we see her being in a title match at WrestleMania?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I say no. And the reason why I say no is because it.
So you don't think she can win the Royal Rumble?
Winning the Royal Rumble.
If she me personally, I don't think so. Me personally, I don't think so. That's just me.
She has a great
but
shot
she
will
be in a big match at WrestleMania. Will it be for the title? I don't believe so. Because again, the aura of her and Bianca transcends wrestling. That's just a fact. Bianca versus Jade, hell, for apple on a stick is going to be one of the biggest matches at WrestleMania.
Oh, so you're saying, okay, so you're saying
it's too early.
Not even the no. So okay, so I get what you're saying, that match would be like Rock Roman doesn't need a belt.
Don't need a title. The title don't. Yeah,
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
The title means nothing. She'll be of course she's a future champion. I ain't saying that, but the match in itself transcends a title push.
Yeah, I agree.
Bianca and Jay is the match.
So right now, I mean, with everybody talking about her lack of wrestling, maybe WWE is thinking, okay, let her go a year, and not this coming WrestleMania, but the next one, and have her face Bianca then. But now she could get involved in others, huh?
They can't wait a year.
Why not?
You can't wait a year.
You got to do this now. It's too hot.
They're paying her almost.
What about Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley?
Flair money. They cannot wait.
Well, it seems like they're waiting on other people. I don't know.
Well, that the other people, there's nobody on the roster a bigger star than her right now.
What are you talking? Wait a minute, hold on. What are you talking about? You talking about women, or you talking about overall on the roster?
Overall,
outside of Roman and Cody, who else is a bigger star than her?
I thought Brock Lesnar was a pretty big star.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar is a part timer. I'm talking about outside of Cody and Roman, who is a bigger star that's gonna command eyeballs when they come on the screen. I'll wait.
I would love to see Gunther, but he's coming up.
Again.
Nah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm talking about star. Gunther is I want to do a Gunther segment every week. Gunther is the best wrestler on earth right now, and I don't give a damn what nobody says. Gunther's the best wrestler on earth. That match with him and Ciampa was, but he's nowhere near the star that she is. Nowhere near it.
Yeah. Cat, you gotta understand, every other post on my timeline on Twitter is a Photoshop poster of Bianca and Jade. Every other post. Like you don't think WWE understand that? Yeah, we got to do this like as soon as possible.
But I mean, they waited for Cena and Rock. They waited a whole year. I think I see the same thing. I don't think they're gonna do it right away like that, because they gave us that crappy WrestleMania 25 match.
They had to wait for Cena and Rock though. They had to, because Rock had prior commitments. They got this girl on their roster, and don't forget too, it's not like she's 20.
What do you mean?
She's not 20. What's she like?
How
30?
old is she?
She in her mid to late 30s. I want to say.
Yeah, she getting up there. She ain't.
Well, she's LA Knight, but we making LA Knight wait.
Yeah, all right, because you're not getting it, man.
LA Knight ain't got 30 million damn IG followers either.
And LA Knight didn't. LA Knight been doing this his whole life. She just started doing this 2 years ago. So LA Knight that's a different animal. It's entirely different animal. This woman is hey.
All right, so you guys are predicting that it's Bianca and Jade at this coming WrestleMania. That's what you're predicting.
No, I think I'm predicting that she'll be in the title match. I'm thinking she's gonna win.
No, I mean, you just said it's too hot to wait. So you're saying.
I'm saying I would. That's the match that I would do, but they're probably going to have her win the belt. If they get Bianca somehow on Raw, they penciled her in for Raw. If they pencil her in for SmackDown, then bomb. But there's this little thing about the brands. Well, they don't honor that.
Oh, that's what they're not doing that in the going forward. It's going to go away. I already saw it. They were talking about that. It's going to go away. By this time next year, there ain't gonna be no brand split. They ain't doing that crap.
So yeah, man, I think she I think this is gonna be a tremendous thing. So let's get to another one. Speaking of debuts and people being signed, I mean, this was the worst kept secret in the world. Everyone knew that this was gonna happen. But Adam Copeland is all elite. So he made his surprise. I'm doing my finger quotes. He did his respectfully, can we also talk about what happened last Sunday in Seattle? Okay, so Edge, I'm gonna still call him Edge until I get used to calling him Adam, but Edge is now all elite. And let me just read what he said, because he did do an interview. So Adam Copeland, 49 years old, but y'all gonna tell me he got plenty of time. He said that part of coming here is that I wanted to contribute. He said, I wanted to help, and I just felt like here I'd really be able to do that and have the opportunity to do that. And I looked I look at an entire fresh roster of faces and so many talented people that I've never laid hands on before. The Rated R Superstar noted several stars he never gotten a chance to be in the ring with, and his daughter had told him he could even be in the ring against Cage. There are so many possibilities here for me, and at this stage in my career, this is so enticing. This is so exciting, Copeland says. And I say, good for him. You got $3 million from WWE. I'm pretty sure Tony probably paying you the same thing. Good for you. So my one question, and I'm asking y'all, they got him mixed up with Darby Allin again. So here, listen to what I'm about to ask you. So now this is Edge. You got Edge mixed with Darby. You got Christian mixed with Darby. You got Sting mixed with Darby. Is this their way of saying that Darby is just not as good as y'all think, that they got to keep putting him with all these superstars from time past?
Yeah, I ain't the guy that say Darby is good. I
can't believe me and the MD agree. I can't believe it.
Wait a minute, hold on. You're trying to say Darby is not good, MD?
I mean, he's good at what he does, jumping off of stuff, and the people like that. You know what I'm saying? I understand. It's a part of wrestling. Cool. But I mean, maybe Trevor got a point. Like, they putting him with all the old guys. Like, maybe he can't cut the mustard by himself. That's all I'm saying.
I don't see it that way at all. I don't see it that way at all. Not even a little bit. I just think that they're just surrounding him by people that are older because he's a younger guy and he's popular in AEW. So the older, huh?
I say he is.
Yeah. So you have these older guys that they can go bad at any moment. Yeah, it could be some bad moments. So have them surrounded by a person like Darby, they can get their opportunities to shine here and there without obstructing his star. I don't look at it as a deficit to Darby. I look at it as a positive. He's helping out the older, well, I shouldn't say old timers, but the older wrestlers that are around him because his star is bright enough to do that. Darby Allin, that's his mantra. That's his schlick. Is he's the smaller guy that has a big heart and he battles tooth and nail just to compete, stay in the match, and possibly win. And at the end of the bell ringing, he gave it his all, and he left it out there on the mat. And I like that. I think that's an awesome, awesome image for a wrestler like that. Kind of like a Rocky type. But we can't roll our eyes on a little guy like Darby that has a lot of heart, and he takes a lot of punishment, and he can dish out his punishment. So we roll our eyes on that guy, but then we're cheering away when The Rock has moments like that, when Shawn Michaels has his comebacks and try to overcome an obstacle, and Ric Flair, God knows Ric Flair over the years. But with Darby, there's some kind of negative connotations.
Those are main event people that you just mentioned.
I know.
So
is Darby Allin the main event?
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on now. He was the main event at this past show. He literally was in the main event.
But we all know why.
Tell me when I'm lying. Tell me when I'm lying. Was he not the main event?
To set up the old guy coming in.
Get out of here,
once they announced that main event,
you guys just hating on Darby, man.
Once they announced that main event, we all knew what was happening. Once they announced that we all knew that. Why would you have Christian Cage versus Darby Allin at the main event of a pay-per-view when we just saw Daniel Bryan and Zack Sabre Jr.? We just saw Swerve and Adam Cole.
Exactly.
We all knew what was about to happen, Van Cat.
Okay, so on the entire card, the world title was not decided. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It wasn't.
Right? Okay. The next highest belt from the world title is the TNT Championship, correct?
Okay, so you using that as a crutch.
Thank you.
I'm not using that as a crutch, I'm not using that as reality. The highest title that was defended that night was the second title. It was the main event.
But
So
the
when you look
champion,
at
the champion wrestled. Why wouldn't the champion be the main event, even though it was a tag team match?
no, it's a tag team match. It's like, no, that wouldn't work. No, that's a freaking tag team match. Just because it's a tag team match, he's involved, that doesn't mean anything. That's a 4-way tag team match.
Hold on, because I want to. I'm really liking this Daniel Price person. So he's saying the smart thing to do would be to have her train at the PC to the end of the year, then to debut her at the Royal Rumble. That was on Jade, but this is very interesting what he says. He says Edge. Quotation, my body doesn't have much left longer. Also, Edge, Tony threw me a lot of money, and suddenly I have a gas tank. Absolutely. He's saying
Stop hating.
Darby Allin is a bump monkey with a death wish. Absolutely, and they love it. That's okay. Everybody has a spot on the card. You'll never see Darby Allin main event of WrestleMania. You know who you'll see main event of WrestleMania? MJF. You know who gonna wrestle main event of WrestleMania? Jade Cargill. Darby Allin gonna be a nice mid to opening match guy, and that's okay. That's good. That's good. Everybody can't be a superstar. Right. It's okay.
Yeah, like I said, Vic, I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking what he do. I'm just saying, like, as far as like star power, his star power will never precede what he can do now. Never. He's just he's not that person.
Nurbon saying, nah, Darby is that MF. That's why they put all the legends with. No, they put all the legends with. And I'm not gonna tell you wrong, but I think more so it's they put the legends with him to like be like, hey, shine this guy up, because he's not it. I mean, because you only got so many. Stone Cold always says it. You only got so many bumps on your bump card. Shout out to Bones. Bones is in the building. Wait a minute. Bones is saying MD and Trevor stop with the blasphemy on Darby. I'd be on soon. Oh, I guess, yeah. Bones, I'm gonna need you to come review this Wrestle Dream card, but you gotta run quick with it because we got an hour left in the show. Narabon Darby Allin will main event All In. It does All In versus WrestleMania. I mean, hey, I'm All Elite now, so I'm not going to crap on them anymore. Bone says Jade.
All In was the biggest event of the year.
Come on, man.
The biggest event to happen ever.
So did you? I'm not even gonna get into that one.
No, go ahead.
Shaving, I heard about it. I know what you was about to say.
You know what I'm about to say, right?
Yeah, I know what you was about to say.
We'll go ahead and say it.
We'll do it next week. But them ticket sales weren't those ticket sales weren't all what they were hyped up to be. Let's just put it that way. And again,
they got 80-some thousand in it.
Again, it's not a shot. It's just saying, when they do it, is okay. We make every excuse in the world. But when Vince lies about his attendance, oh my God, you can't do that. But here you got a company lying and giving away tickets. Like, come on, man. Just all I'm saying is just be consistent all the way around. There was one last thing that I wanted to get to before we get into the reviews. AEW Collision. Y'all know I love doing the ratings from 9:30. So this was this past Saturday. Listen to this headline, and this comes from WrestleNomics. AEW Collision draws the lowest viewership in the show history against NXT No Mercy in college football. Sorry, this came from Fightful. WrestleNomics is the one that gave the numbers. So according to WrestleNomics, AEW Collision on September 30th drew 327,000 viewers. So everybody's going to say, oh my God, it was against football. That's why. No, last week they drew 562,000. And that was against a big college football game. College football is not their their competition. Their competition is the WWE. I'm going to show you. The number is down big from the 562,000 viewers the show drew on September 23rd. It's the lowest viewership number in the history of the program. Saturday's show posted a 0.08 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. Also big, down from the 0.18 the prior Saturday. AEW Collision faced competition for multiple football games as well as NXT No Mercy. No Mercy was the competition because last week they faced football games with no WWE and they were able to do over 500,000. 327,000 again. And this shocks me because this is why it shocks me, because people crap on NXT. NXT is nowhere near the black and gold that it used to be. But I watched NXT last night for the first time in a long time, just like watching the weekly show. They're getting back. Like, they're not going to be black and gold level. That's just never going to happen because Triple H isn't running it anymore. But they are consistently doing a good program, and they got a lot of women down there. They're doing this breakout tournament and things like that. So NXT. So but again, you'll never know what the NXT No Mercy numbers were, but you can't say that No Mercy isn't what destroyed AEW's ratings. Like,
No Mercy was a great show. That show was great, and I ain't seen no NXT pay-per-view in a long time.
Yeah, well, we about speaking of No Mercy. Speaking of it, jumping the gun. Let's review No Mercy right quick. All right. We're going to review it right quick because we got to get to Fastlane. We got an hour and 4 minutes left. In the opening match, we saw the shocker of the night to me. We saw Baron Corbin defeating Braun Breaker. What would y'all thought about that match?
Hey, I'm liking Baron Corbin right now. Like, he done revitalize his persona. Like, I like what Baron Corbin is at right now.
Yes,
and I think in a few he need to go back to the main roster. Hopefully they do him right.
You know what this is doing? I'm getting Finn Balor vibes from him. Remember when they sent Finn Balor back for about a year?
Yeah,
and it reinvigorated him, and he came back like with a fresh coat of paint. That's what I'm getting, because I like Baron Corbin. I always liked him when he did the quick match gimmick and stuff like that. Venkat, what do you thought about this match?
I thought the match was really good. I liked the match. It was competitive. I think Baron Corbin, surprisingly, the crowd was really into him. I thought he was. I never thought much of him, but he looked really good that night, and it was a great match. I think they both did a great job. I was kind of surprised to see Breaker lose, but
that's what I was about to say. I
wasn't mad about it. I wasn't mad about it. The way that Baron performed, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, but I was shocked to see Breaker lose, because Braun Breaker, he's literally just waiting to be, waiting for the call. I guess they're just waiting for what they're gonna do as far as creative wise. So in the next match, Tony D'Angelo and Stax remain the tag team champion. It was a 4-way match against the brothers. I forget their name. Diamond Mine brothers. 2 guys that want to be thugs, and was it Gallus in there too? I don't know. I didn't really care for this match. But Stax and D'Angelo retained the match.
That was the 8-man tag, right? No, I'm sorry, the 4 tag team. Yeah. That was a good ass match. That was a good match.
I don't like Tony D'Angelo. I think that's the creed.
Yeah, but you're viewing things with bias. I don't do that.
I'm telling you, I don't like Tony D'Angelo. I don't like that character is not going to work on the main roster. It's a good this roster, but
I don't do all that with wrestling. I'm looking for. I thought that there was some chaotic moments, but there were also moments that were really nice between the teams. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was okay, man.
All right, and another shocker of the night. Thanks to Mustafa Ali being fired. So now you get Trick Williams. So now we had a lot of different opinions on this match. I think Dominic Mysterio is a fantastic heel. He's getting better in the ring. He's not the best. I'm not saying that, but he's absolutely getting better in the ring. He has tremendous heat. He has more heat than 90% of the wrestlers on all rosters, and they wish they could get booed like him. But to me, Trick Williams winning that belt was a huge shock for me, only because Trick missed like 3 drop kicks. The knee strike that ended the match, he missed by a mile.
He did not miss.
And then you somehow tell me that was enough to put him out. Whatever. What do you guys think about that match? Like I said, we had different views on that because I didn't care for it.
I don't view Dominic's whatever he got going on with the audience as real heat. It's not real heat.
It's real.
People. It ain't real. It's people, and you know why I'm saying it's real because I was watching him.
That shit is real.
I was watching him talk, and I noticed what they're doing. They're lowering his microphone when he talks, so you can't hear him when he try to talk, to add to the mystique that they're so loud that it drowns out the sound. The only problem with that though is I can remember Vince McMahon being booed, and you could clearly hear Vince McMahon yelling at the crowd. The same thing with many other wrestlers. So I never heard that before, but you could tell that the microphone was being lowered so that it could give that illusion of they're just so loud because they're just so irate. They're not irate. They're just like everybody else. They just look at it and like he's weak. He's not worthy to be in the ring. And they're just like, we don't want to see this garbage guy. And that's why they're booing him. It's not anything. This is not ravishing.
The hell with the character, huh?
I know.
What character? The guy just bumbling over his own feet, and they're like, oh, yeah, I meant to do that. That's what's going on here. You guys are giving him way too much credit.
What did you think about the match, man? What did you think about Trick winning?
Well, I love the fact that Trick Williams won. I thought that was great for him. I think he had to carry Dominic, but whatever. Dominic is just trash, man. He's just straight trash. Go ahead, MD.
And I agree with Dan. I agree with Daniel. It's not just real heat; it's Latino heat. Venkat's the only person that don't think this heat is real that Dominic's getting. People that go to the shows report on this, and they say that is legit. It ain't like they're not piping in anything. It's legit.
Yeah. I mean, I was happy for Trick, man. Like I said, me personally, that's my favorite wrestler down there in NXT, Trick Williams. Just because I can relate to him. I said that in the private chat. Me personally, I think he's the best promo guy down there. That's me. You know what I'm saying? Once he finally got out of Carmelo Hayes, which I saw the setup, I said, okay, now is his time to shine. And yeah, it was against Dom. You can say whatever you want about Dom in the ring. Like I said, me personally, I think he's getting better. But Dom was able to get over Trick. So I ain't necessarily saying that Dom carried the match, but Dom got that match over. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. Like that crowd, the biggest pop that night was him. That's what it is.
So you hear Trevor saying, "Oh, Trick missed a drop kick and all this stuff." That was Dominic. Dominic was out of place. His movement, his presence, his reaction in the ring is so off. So it'll make a guy look bad. That was him just messed up. When the drop kick, when a guy goes up for a drop kick, and it's kind of like light or off, like it's just off a little.
That drop kick he hit on Dom, like he tapped him with his toes, and Dom went down.
Exactly.
MD, don't you realize what Venkat doing? Don't you realize this?
No.
Hey, he playing his role, man.
Yeah, I done.
Oh God, MD don't fall for him.
Like Dominic, so he's not going to give Dom. He's not going to give Dirty Dom no credit, and not for nothing though. They ruined it all anyway because last night Dom won the title back.
Okay, that's infuriating.
Everybody in I was like, why? I'm just like, why do it? Everybody from Judgment Day was there and hit Trick some type of way, like, because earlier in the night Trick told Carmelo he don't need him at ringside.
Yeah.
Like MD said, you could see the setup, you see what's happening, because Carmelo is probably a few weeks away from being called up to the main roster. But yeah, Dominic is the new champion. So Trick, you know what I think though? They do this a lot of times. You remember when Chris Jericho beat Triple H and then they reversed it at the later on in the night? Vince McMahon said I did that to test the audience. We wanted to see what the reaction was going to be, and you see how the roof blew off the place. And he told Jericho, he was like, "You're going to be there again. Don't worry about it." But they do that a lot of time to test the audience. But anyway, Dirty Dom, best heel in the business.
Oh my God, this guy. This MJF is a working wrestler. He says Dom, this goofy ass, look like a teenager with stepping over his own feet, don't know where he's at in the ring. That's just ridiculous, man. Dom is trash.
So this match was really good for the Heritage Cup. You had Butch versus Noam Dar. This was a banger, man. Noam Dar got the best what do you call him, entourage with what's her name, Shakara Jackson, who I was able to finally see up close and personal last night in the breakout tournament. And that Glamazon that's with him, what's her name, Lash Legend?
Lash Legend.
Yeah, that's
Metaphor.
Hey, what's up with this guy here, man?
That's a woman. That's a woman there. Like that's a woman.
That's a woman.
No, I'm talking about Lash Legend.
About Noam Dar.
Yeah, he's talking about Noam Dar. But well, what's your thoughts on that match? That was a good match.
Well, my thoughts is, what's up with that hair? I can't get over that, man.
Noam Dar is metrosexual, man. He just he all right, man.
Oh Lord.
Hey, but hey, you talk about somebody that Noam, you know how, and I thought about this. I'm like, damn, Noam Dar been in WWE for like a little while. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised, like he been ducking these cuts throughout these years. You know what I mean? But Noam Dar's a great wrestler.
Yeah, they can't cut him, man.
Like he great. So like he found his niche. I guess he gonna be in NXT forever. he a lifer in NXT. Look like 205 Live. That's over and done with. So they put him back in NXT, and he found a niche for himself. But that was a great match though with him and Butch.
Yeah,
like I don't like the fact that they sold a pinky spot, then they wrapped it up, then all of a sudden he back together again. I'm like, what the hell?
Listen, because again, I don't watch NXT weekly, but he's always been with these women.
No, I think that's something new. I think that because Lash Legend was a big thing last year. That when they brought her in, when they debuted her on NXT, like she was a big deal, and she just fell off. Now she's with Metaphor. I think Metaphor just started maybe beginning of the year. I think.
Venkat, what you had on this match?
It's a very good match. But like MD said, I said it in our private chat that annoyed the hell out of me when we're breaking up fingers, and then as soon as you win, paying down. I mean,
yeah, and I think no, I was gonna say real quick. I think Noam Dar is double jointed because his pinky legitimately looked like it was broke. I'm like, oh, did he? But I think he may be double jointed or something. I don't know. But then they just wrapped it up, and then all of a sudden he's fine again.
It took away a lot from a really great performance, a really great match. I want to see them two wrestle again. That was pretty good. I mean, this NXT No Mercy is really. First of all, they shouldn't have the name No Mercy. You figured that title is too good for NXT. That should be an active event like it was in the past in WWE. But we're doing Fastlane, y'all. We're doing Fastlane. That's what we're doing.
That cold open was one of the best cold opens WWE ever did.
Yeah,
exactly. That's too good to waste it on NXT. The NXT should not have that. That should be WWE all day.
It was enough to take 200,000 people from AEW. I thought this was the match of the night. My God. This should have been the main event, and we'll get to the main event. But you have the new NXT champion, Ilya Dragunov, defeating Carmelo Hayes in what I thought was instant classic. But Ilya Dragunov has had, that's all this guy do is make classics. When he wrestled Gunther, those two matches are the best matches I saw for the year. God, that match, and MD even mentioned it because ironically, all us were watching this that night. I almost forgot that this was on, but MD mentioned them damn H-bombs, and I'm like, boy, on the last one, I thought he knocked him out cold. But Ilya sells those things so good. This match was fantastic, and this should have been the main event, but it wasn't. So whatever. But this match, fantastic. What y'all got on this one?
Yeah, it's a great match. Match of the year candidate. I even typed that in the chat when we were watching that. This will probably be one of those match of the year candidates. Really good, strong. It just seems like NXT. I don't watch a lot of NXT, but the times that I do watch it, it always seems to be really good. I need to probably watch them more often because AEW, this whole year, every event they put on, it's always being said that it's a really great event from top to bottom. The issue is always it's too long. NXT, that event on No Mercy, it didn't feel long at all. It felt like it went right by, and you saw really great competitive matches. You didn't see a bunch of finger poker dooms or any kind of nonsense of that nature. All this stage garbage that really deflates in an industry that is predetermined. Why the hell we make up like stupid moments like that? That's not going to sell. At the end of the day, on the marquee, it's wrestling, and I like NXT because they're focused on wrestling, even though they do these lame backstage segments every now and then. But yeah, this was a great match. This is definitely a match of the year contender.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like this felt like a black and gold brand match. That's what this felt like.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like Ilya, yeah, he's small, but man, ain't nobody more vicious than Ilya, man. That's just what it is. Like his whole character, his demeanor is on another level. And he got this whole stick where he liked pain. So, like he'll be thriving and pain and laughing at the same. Bro, Ilya is the truth. Like I said, I can see him carrying NXT up to WrestleMania weekend. I can see that. Now the issue is like who they gonna feed him to, as far as like what's gonna come up. You know what I mean?
He
Like
already
got that long.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, so I mean, and I don't think Braun Breaker got that long. So who's coming up in NXT?
Corbin.
You think it's gonna be Corbin?
Corbin, yeah, because I think on Tuesday they had words. It's gonna be Corbin.
Well, I mean, I can see that, and I can see them giving Baron Corbin the championship at some point.
You know what? Corbin works fantastic with the smaller guys. If you watch his matches against Gable and Adrian Neville, like when he wrestles those smaller guys, Corbin is a good damn wrestler. I
like Baron Corbin. I just didn't like what they were doing with him.
Yeah, that happy Corbin and all that crap. Oh yeah, Daniel Prince says Pillman, because for some reason Venkat didn't know that was Brian Pillman Jr. He couldn't tell by all the context clues that
the Cincinnati Bengals thing gave it away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals and the WCW Saturday Night. I'm like, it's Pillman. And they even posted a picture later. Well, I guess Pillman posted the picture in the same damn shirt. Everybody knew it was him.
But they're showing Usos and other things. What the hell is that?
Well, what was the point of putting the Cincinnati Bengals up there?
The Bengals, I understood that. This WCW Saturday Night understood that. What the fuck was showing the Usos for? That had nothing to do with Brian Pillman. That had nothing to do with Brian Pillman Jr.
Tag team. That's why.
No, it's not. They're a bunch of jokes. The freaking Usos is not all that. And anyway, what I'm saying is you're showing links. So how is that a link? So that just really threw me off. That was just weird.
If you're gonna give somebody, never mind.
Go ahead and say it. Why are you running? Say it.
So yeah, Narabomb, that's what we're talking about. We're kind of mixing in NXT into the NXT No Mercy show.
And the other thing too is like you see a big difference in this No Mercy here, right? So a lot of, but thus far up to the point we've covered here, it's really, really good. Matches are competitive. Matches are compelling. On the WWE main roster, the main event's going to be a liability if Roman is on the card. And then you may have some up and down results. So I don't know if that's a deal because they're hungry on NXT and guys are just lazy and over compensated on the WWE main roster. But there's a very different feel and flow to what I see in No Mercy and what I see in main roster events.
Man, this Daniel Price is just fantastic. I mean, make sure you come back every Wednesday. I mean, this guy gets it. He gets it. But I thought that match was fantastic, and I think they're setting up Ilya with Corbin next, and
still
Halloween,
don't make sense.
And Halloween Havoc is the next pay-per-view coming up.
Again, another event. What the hell, man? Those names are too good for NXT.
So in the main event of the night, and this is the only reason I thought it was a main event, is because I thought that they were going to have Jade come out, but they didn't. You had Becky Lynch defeating Tiffany Stratton. I did go back and watch that match because in a lot of times when I'm trying to look at these things, I need to look at it again just to see what I really thought about it. I thought these two broads beat the hell out of each other. Becky Lynch is injured now because of the hole that's in her arm. Crazy that they would actually show that picture with all the meat and stuff hanging out, but whatever. I guess you got to sell the gimmick. I know what Vancat going to say about this. MD, what'd you think about this match?
Straight trash.
Tiffany Stratton was made a star that night.
Absolutely.
I mentioned in the private in the private chat, Tiffany Stratton didn't need Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch needed Tiffany Stratton. Like her moonsault, her swanton, her overall mannerisms, like the way when you see Tiffany Stratton walking down the street, ain't no way in hell you would think that she a wrestler, period, nor that she could wrestle that. Like her mannerisms in the ring are I want to say damn near mannish when it comes to the way she moved, the way she throw punches, the way she kick, the way she suplex, like everything about her screams wrestler. And for her to look the way she looked, like man, Vince can't wait. Vince can't wait, man.
MD, she got 2 years in the business.
That's crazy.
2 years.
That's crazy. She's the next big women star.
Jade Cargill has 2 years, and we say that Jade can't wrestle. This chick has 2 years, and she hasn't been in a bad match. When you look at all her matches that she's been in, I actually watch her. I'm not like my co-host that this probably the first time he ever saw her. My only complaint about the match, now that I went back and watched it, I wish she wouldn't have wore her ring attire. Just kind of, if you're going to be in a street fight,
it was a street fight. I get that.
That's my only issue. Go ahead,
Vancat. Let me say real quick.
Yeah.
When she did the moonsault spot and she missed it, and Becky, she hit that moonsault flush onto the chairs.
Yeah.
Like that take nuts.
She took the manhandle slam and smashed her head on the riser part of the chair. I'm like, oh God. And then she showed, if you follow her on Instagram or Twitter, you'll see the face. Like they showed her after the thing. The woman's face is bruised up like she just got beat up.
Then Vancat said she looked like a man.
Yeah. Go ahead. And remember,
she does look like a man. And I think her choice of ring attire on a street fight, that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't think the match was particularly. To be honest, that was my least favorite match of the night. I won't put full blame on her. I won't put full blame on her. I think Becky Lynch is something to be desired as well. And again, I don't know why you could be a main roster guy coming down to NXT, and then winning a championship, and you feel good about that. It's just a backhanded compliment, really. I don't understand how that's good for her or the people on the roster. And I don't know how long they're going to have her have the title, but as long as she has that title, it's just diminishing the belt. It is. As far as this lady, like I said, she looked like a man. I didn't think that she was very spectacular in her match, but she could have had an off day. You guys are still ranting and raving about the match. I thought the match lacked a lot. But, we'll see. Maybe that was just an off night.
That's sad, man. That's sad.
Yeah, sometimes, MD, I realize that's why I'm not saying nothing back, because sometimes I realize that he has to play this character. He has to.
What character are you talking about?
And another thing, Becky Lynch should be fined for slinging that damn bat. If she would have did that at another angle, that would have went straight into the crowd.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I never was a Becky Lynch fan. Like, I don't think she's any good in the ring.
But she's supposed to be the female Stone Cold. She's supposed to be that, right?
Because her character 2 years ago or 3 years ago got hot. That's it. Ain't because she's any good in the ring. She's very sloppy. She misses a lot of her. Boy, you talk about Trick Williams.
The telegraphing things.
Oh yeah, she misses. She misses a bunch of stuff. She did hit that manhandle slam flush though, but that was I thought it was a really good match. What's your guys' ratings on that?
On the match or on the event?
On the event overall.
Oh, the event's pretty high. High for NXT, I think. I'm gonna go to 8. I'm gonna go to 8. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 8.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking 8.
I think that the main event kind of bring it down for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I had it at about an 8.5. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and the fact that I went back and watched the main event, I really enjoyed it. So, Nirabam. So, okay, somebody needs to tell me what is happening next Tuesday on AEW. Is there going to be a basketball game or something? Why they're not doing it Wednesday? Because we found out last night on NXT that not only is John Cena going to be on the show, Paul Heyman's going to be on the show. Like, they are loading this show up, and it's only because AEW is running the show Tuesday, so they're gonna break into their ratings. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on AEW on Tuesday. Are they doing Dynamite, a special Dynamite, or what? I know it's going to be Edge's first match, and Edge will be wrestling Luchasaurus. So I did say that I needed y'all to remind me of something. So here it is before we get into the Fastlane review. Jay Cargill just signed with WWE, multi-year contract. Edge is probably on a 3-year contract, multi-year contract. And I'm not even going to say 5 years. In 2 years, they were both signed the same time. What signing's going to be better for the company, for each company? Oh, baseball playoffs. That's what it is.
Edge.
Jay Cargill.
That's Jay Cargill by a mile.
Edge. Edge's influence in behind the scenes, the things we don't see. Then what he can do in the ring, because he's got some matchup situations that are going to be pretty interesting. You guys are putting all this on Jade again. With 2 years in, what you don't have, she's learning. She's got to do things. WWE is a company that can have something in their hands and then they fumble every time. This is a rookie. Edge is an experienced veteran that has knowledge and things to pass on. There's things that he can do that affects the place that he's at without you even seeing it. It's in the back scene. In 2 years, I feel Edge's contribution will be bigger than Jade's.
I disagree with Van Cat. Okay. We talk about a lifelong WWE guy. Why would I expect him to come in and all of a sudden have a new style at 50 years old? It's not
He
happening.
doesn't have to have a new style. He doesn't have to.
But for AEW,
he does have to work the AEW style.
Okay, so Jade is like the opposite. We've established she's the opposite of LA Knight, right? LA Knight comes with a lot of knowledge, experience, and know-how, but she has none of that, and she's almost the same age. How is that a good thing? So in 2 years, no, you're ridiculous. I'd rather have it where all of she and him are older. Edge is way older, but they're all older people. But Edge has something to offer. What does Jade have? The whole social media thing, that's good. That's good for a certain amount of time.
I'm done.
Hey, listen, I get what you're saying.
I just don't understand how you can't get that. Like,
it's
simple concept. The person that went over to AEW, first of all, both people are older. One has you're just new to the company. Well, a lot of people have been new to the company, and it hasn't happened. You gotta hope. You gotta hope that they stick the landing. You gotta hope that she don't get injured. There's a whole lot there that's not right. But the biggest factor is she don't have the seasoned know-how about the wrestling business. So you're literally training and putting in resources into a person that doesn't know how to do it. Edge knows how to do it. It's like silly. I can't believe I have to emote all those words to get my point across. Wow.
But what I'm saying is, like, you can't deny though, Van Cat. Edge is coming in at 50 years old.
49, MD. Stop aging this guy. He already aged
man.
up. Stop trying to age him,
MD.
Stop playing around it out.
MD, read that comment from Dan. Hey, Daniel been on fire. Read that comment from Dan.
History. Dancing already. Hey, there you go. Like what and that's what I was about to ask you, Van Cat. What type of match do you expect Edge to have in AEW? Like
I think
he's not. You can't compare him. No, I'm saying you can't compare him to Bryan Danielson because Bryan Danielson has the experience in the indies to work that style. Edge does not. As a matter of fact, Christian has more experience in that style than Edge has, based on the fact that he worked TNA and indies. Go ahead.
So Edge talked about his excitement to be in AEW.
Yeah, he said he wanted to wrestle Okada.
No, because of all the time he spent in WWE. Now he has these fresh matchups, fresh environment. It's a new type of challenge. He said he was in WWE. He accomplished everything that he needs to. There's nowhere he can go. There's nothing he can do there. But now he has a goal. He has an incentive to be in AEW.
We're talking about impact on the company, not personal performance.
Right.
Okay. No. I'm gonna finish this thought because you can't say something, then I respond to that, then you flip it to another direction. You guys clearly just said, why would Edge want to do anything for AEW? I am explaining why he would have the incentive to want to do something.
What are you talking? Nobody said that.
Oh Lord!
Don't feel good when the rabbit got the gun. Do it.
What?
Whatever the saying is, but nobody said that.
Get your saying right. Look,
no, keep going.
Keep going. No, you keep going. Keep going. You do you, boo boo. You do you, boo boo.
Go ahead. Nobody said that.
What the hell? all I'm saying is, I understand. Edge is coming in with locker room leadership. I'm not taking that away. But what I'm saying is, what do you expect the type of match for Edge to have in AEW? Yeah, he can have, like I said, Edge and Christian gonna be a high profile match when it happens. But these other people, like Okada, like how he said, like what do I expect from Okada versus Edge? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not expecting Edge to do no Tope con kilos and Maestro cradles every, like no.
And if he hit him with two rainmakers, that's it for Edge.
Tape machines are rolling.
If Kenny Omega hit him with a what do you call it? The
one wing angel. Yeah, exactly.
That's
so a guy like Edge is null and void to be able to have moments like what Danielson had or other people had because of their quote unquote not being in Ring of Honor or other indie areas, because Edge was in the WWE the big time all this time, that he will not be able to transition his style into AEW. I think that's kind of crazy.
But he wasn't getting hit with tiger drivers and
yeah, but all that's irrelevant like though. It's still wrestling at the end of the day, and that's a part of his reasoning for wanting to go there, so that he could touch these guys in the ring that he hasn't had an opportunity to. That's even more compelling for him to want to be there and to do great things.
About impact, Venkat. Stop.
That's gonna impact. That's gonna the quality of matches that he will do, plus his leadership in the locker room, will be a lot bigger and more important to AEW than Jade will be to WWE. That's a no-brainer. I don't know how else to say it.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm done. This time next year, Edge will be saying the same crap that CM Punk is saying.
Edge and CM Punk ain't the same type of people.
That's a bold statement.
Edge will be doing the same crap that CM Punk. He won't be getting in any altercations with anybody, but he'll be like, "Oh boy, man, maybe I made a mistake here, and this is not what I thought." And because you still got to remember, Tony Khan runs that company, and Tony Khan is a money mark and a terrible wrestling mind. Terrible.
But on the same token, Trevor, how can we have these great matches and events and clearly something is good?
Bro, Venkat, they just did a show that did 327,000 views.
I was gonna say though, Trevor, on the same token, Christian doing some of the best work that he done ever did, character-wise.
Christian was always better than Edge, though. Ooh,
I believe that too. Hey, I believe that too, Trevor. I believe that too.
Okay, rolling. Okay, whatever.
I believe that too.
I'm telling you, is better than Edge. You know
Captain Charisma was always a better character than Edge.
You know what it is? It's the Beyonce.
Scott Steiner called him Stick Man for a reason.
It's the Beyonce Kelly Rowland argument. I always say Kelly Rowland is 100 times better looking than Beyonce, and everybody tells me, "Oh man, you crazy, you crazy." Y'all just flock to the people with the bigger name. I'm telling you, Christian. I enjoy a Christian match 100 times more than I enjoy an Edge match. Edge is the same. Boy, you talk about wash, rinse, and repeat. Every match from Edge, every promo, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. He's going to have to change all that, because after the first month, when the novelty wears off and everybody be like, "Oh God, another big name WWE guy jumped over," it's going to be like, "Huh, what can you do with these guys? And you know what's going to happen too? Is going to push another guy like Powerhouse Hobbs down. Miro's going to get less time. Malachi Black's going to get less time. Andrade's going to get less time, because
they got 3 shows. Trevor
keeps bringing this 50-year-old guy with crazy life-threatening neck injuries in, that's going to take up spots from his older talent. But you think somehow his impact is going to be bigger than the superstar Jade Cargill? Come on, man. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's what it is. Like I said, if we compare Christian to Edge, Christian to me is the better wrestler. Matter of fact, Christian versus Samoa Joe in TNA is one of the best TNA matches I've ever seen. Christian Samoa Joe in 2007. Christian hasn't been able to modify his.
Randy Orton. Christian's feud with Randy Orton is better than anything Edge did with Orton.
Yeah. That was tight too.
Just come on, man.
Trevor been living on that crazy hill for a long time, and he loves the echo chamber. That mother lover loved the echo chamber. I edited it for you. Listen, I edited it out for you.
Hey, listen, I'm speaking reality, but anyway.
Yeah, I ain't reality, but
and I'm speaking wrestling with reality. So, all right, we got Fastlane that we got to go through. It's a 5-match card. I mean, it is what it is. It's a 5-match card. But before I get to that, we will have Tape Fist Politics back next week. Next week, Tuesday, episode 6. Who was better, Trump or Obama? This is the show that I requested. My next request will be for the reparations show. Y'all may be able to get me on that one so I can finally put MD down easily and give him some business, because y'all just let him just carry on with all this stuff. But anyway, this Tuesday, Tape Fist Politics, episode 6. Who was better, Trump or Obama? If y'all don't like Fox News, you are going to get it in reverse come Tuesday, because Venkat gonna have
there go the propaganda machine.
But
there go the propaganda.
I think it's gonna be VNN. Venkat News Network.
Yeah, Venkat it's gonna be one of the most one-sided things you ever seen, but it's gonna be fantastic, because I think MD probably gonna be the only one that's gonna defend Trump. I know Mike ain't gonna defend him, and I know Ricardo ain't gonna defend him. So MD, you might be by yourself.
It's all good.
Yeah, you might be by yourself Tuesday.
It's all good.
But yeah, y'all make sure and check out Tape Fist Politics, man. Black men talking politics. It is one of my favorite shows on the society. Tomorrow night at 6:15, we do have the debate, Reginald Young versus Peter Cox. Y'all saw those ridiculous, crazy people coming over here trying to ruin things. But hey, it is what it is. They hate me. I don't care about them, but that debate is going down tomorrow night at 6:15. I have talked to both debaters today, and they are locked and loaded. So now let's get into the main event. WWE Fastlane is this Saturday night, and we will be doing a review. We will be doing a review show on it next week on Wrestling with Reality. I don't want to go live on this one because last pay-per-view we went live on, I got kicked off of Facebook for it. So I'm going to give that one a break. So let's get into this card. It's a 5-match card, so we should be able to get through this real quick. So in the first match, this was just recently signed, and I'm just assuming this is going to be the first match. But we have the LWO versus, what we going to call them, the BBC, or what we going to, Beatdown Club? What we going to call them? Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Who do you got, and how does this shake out? I got Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, by the way. I mean,
they're not going to win. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are not going to win. They've been acting real erratic lately and inconsistent. I expect LWO to win this because it looked like something's happening with them. He's been bickering and arguing with the Street Profits. The other day, that match they lost was under a misunderstanding. Bobby Lashley actually helped them. He hit some guy, rolled him in the ring. All he had to do was cover him, but it ended up being Street Profits losing that match, and Bobby Lashley looked pissed. And now they're just trying to prove that they're better than what they've been showing. And there's too much problems and chaos on that side. So I think that LWO going to win.
Yeah, I'm going Bobby Lashley and Street Profits because I actually think that the ascension is going to be on the other side. I think they're going to try to continue on, even though they tried to squash it. I don't think it's over with yet. I think it's going to be some type of miscommunication on LWO side, because I don't think that the Escobar and Rey Mysterio stuff is over with. That's just me.
Yeah, put that comment back up from Daniel. Put the comment back up. Lashley and the Profits will win. Escobar is going to turn on Rey. Absolutely. The writing's on the wall. I got Lashley and the Profits. I got Lashley and the Profits just because what they're doing. I liked what they did because the Profits still play too much. And Lashley is like, hey, you don't tighten up, I'm going to find somebody else. I don't know who else he's going to find. He's ain't no other black tag teams, but, whatever. But it's just to give them an edge. I think when the Street Profits actually get serious, then they're going to be untouchable. And Bobby Lashley, before he retires, needs a title match against Roman Reigns, period. So I got Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits.
Bobby Lashley need to find another tailor, man. I don't know. His suits be looking crazy.
This last one he wore Friday was terrible, but for the most part, his suit game is on fire. But this one from Friday was horrendous, man. I don't know, it was too big.
You see that big old blazer he had on.
I didn't know if it was supposed to be like a pea coat or what, but you used to seeing his suits tailored. I don't know what was going on with that. So Venkat, the only one thing the LWO going to wear. Well, the tape machines are rolling, so and I'm definitely I'm going to go back in the old videos and see what Venkat was saying about Edge, because he never was this pro Edge before. He never was this pro.
Lord. Why do I have Edge DVDs and whatnot? Why do I have it?
Because their DVDs are good. Like what's
Lord.
So man, this is only a 5-match card. This is tremendous. Hopefully they don't try to stretch it to 4 hours like the last time. They need to do like NXT, 2.5 hours and be done with it. You know, there's a big college football game coming on Saturday night, so I need to be out of here quick with this. In the next match, I think this one going to be this has the potential to be the match of the night, because you got champion Io Shirai defending against Asuka and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is great. Asuka is fantastic, which Asuka will be on NXT this Tuesday going against Leah Valkyrie, I think. And you have Io Sky, who's been the champion, and she needs to make a statement. I got Io retaining the title. It might be some shenanigans, but I don't really know how I got it booking wise, but I got Io retaining the title on this one. You can't take the belt away from her right now.
Hey, this gonna sound bold. I'm going with Charlotte. Here's why. You got Survivor Series. They're supposed to be doing bragging rights. I think they're gonna try to set up Charlotte and Rhea at Survivor Series if they doing the brand wars.
No, they're not doing. They're not doing the brand supremacy thing this year.
So why are they calling it bragging rights? What does that mean?
You know what, MD? Don't quote. I take that back. You might be right.
Okay, so
they're not doing war games there.
Yeah. Okay. So if they doing brand supremacy, I'd like to say I don't know, but if they doing brand supremacy, I think they're gonna try to go for the bigger match. Will be Charlotte and Rhea. That's just my opinion. So based on that alone, I'm going Charlotte. And that's gonna set up something between Io and Asuka one-on-one, an actual good match between them two.
You didn't like the match they had on SmackDown?
It was all right, but it wasn't what it was supposed to be.
Too many commercials.
Right.
All right. What you got, Venkat?
Well, I'm torn between Io and Charlotte, but I like Charlotte. I think Charlotte, I think they're going to want to make her the champion again. I think Charlotte's going to win that.
Damn. Io just won this, but when was that she won this at?
But you act like there's an obligation to keep her champion. There's no obligation.
No, I know they're not going to keep her champion, but
Trick Williams just lost the belt. Like, what the frick?
But man,
yeah, she won it at SummerSlam.
You got so much meat on the bones with Io, man. Like,
no, you don't. You don't have a compelling feud or anything for her to do. You don't have a dream match that she's going to meet somebody in a title match. Charlotte, you have a better way to package her and sell her. And, you got Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. This is the time you want Charlotte to have that title.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I might have to agree with you. I'm still holding out hope for Io. Oh, yeah. I mean, Charlotte is the best, but I think now it's getting to a point. I can't wait until you have Charlotte versus Tiffany, because that's happening soon. You know that's coming up. Vince McMahon's wet dream right there. That's coming up.
Yeah.
So in a match that was just made on Monday for the WWE, I don't know what the hell they're calling them, Unified Tag Team Championships. You have Finn Balor and God, what the hell is this? Damian Priest versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes for the title. Judgment Day is keeping this title. And this is gonna be the I don't know who's gonna interfere, but this is gonna set up Cody's next feud. But Judgment Day is keeping these titles.
Yeah, Judgment Day will win. I think Jimmy's gonna come out. Jimmy and Solo, and when we setting up Jimmy and Jay at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but Jimmy and Solo got a match later on.
I think it's gonna be 1-on-1 at SummerSlam. That's just me.
Well,
like I said, Survivor Series, yeah.
But because again, they don't care nothing about their own rules. Jay and Cody are gonna be on SmackDown this Friday, the same SmackDown that Jay just quit 2 months ago. Why?
Hey, who's counting at this point?
But hold on, because it gets better. It gets better. Remember, they told us that the reason, in order to get Jey Uso to Raw, there was compensation. You notice they're not talking about that anymore. They dropped it. Who's the compensation? Who's going to SmackDown? That was your way to get Cody over there.
They're not thinking they're trying to do that. That's not what they're trying to do. They're not trying to get Cody over to SmackDown. They're not doing that. And the Bloodline is the worst storyline in wrestling. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the Bloodline no more. It's over. It's over.
And Roman's still not going to be there. I think they got him announced.
Roman getting his feet done.
I think they got him
while getting a back rub at the same time right now. He's doing that right now.
Man, that guy got a contract. What do you think Tony would have to pay him to get him to AEW, the deal that he has now in WWE?
I know, because he has a better deal than MJF.
You don't have to wrestle.
I know. But you know what though? I felt like they should have had Roman Reigns win that tag team title with Solo. It would have done two things. It would have beefed up Roman Reigns even more, like, oh my God, no title is safe. And then it would have helped beef up Solo so that Solo could start being, pushed as a guy that's very, not just dangerous bodyguard type guy, but now in ring, he's able to win championships and be a threat in the ring as opposed to just being a foil every now and then. So I think that was a missed opportunity. AEW didn't miss that opportunity. They got MJF with that tag team title and the world title. I think that would have been a great move for them to do, but they got scared and they didn't do it. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, but MJF's on TV every week.
I know, I get it, but I'm just saying I would have loved for Roman. I don't even like Roman, but I just thought that would have been that would have just added more to his mystique and just beef him up more. So when he does lose the title, it's even more epic. But whatever.
Oh man, yeah. See how energetic we were for the NXT review. So in the co-main, because this ain't main event in the show again, you got Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'd love for Nakamura to win this, but his reasoning is just the dumbest damn thing in the world. It is going to be a last man standing match, so you can get the belt off of Seth without making them look bad, but they're not going to do it because I think Seth and Drew are probably going to be next in line to tangle. I got Seth retaining this match, this belt.
So why have back-to-back pay-per-views with this match then? I gotta go
exactly.
Nakamura. I gotta go. Yeah, if you don't win, this is stupid booking. If you don't win,
it's gonna be stupid booking.
Is Priest still got the Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. If so last man standings are supposed to be where you beat your opponent down. If Damian Priest doesn't cash in this Saturday, then he's an idiot. Because both men should be beat down enough that he could come in and easily win the title.
That's true. So maybe Nakamura wins, Damian Priest cash in, and beats the hell out of him and wins the title in 2 seconds, even though you need a 3 count. Yeah, I'm going with that. McElroy wins. Damien Priest comes in.
See, I still say Seth wins. Seth wins, but both men are down, and then Priest comes in and pins Seth.
Well, that'll be insulting for Nakamura because he already lost the last pay-per-view. Now you're gonna make him lose again? Like, at least have the man lose with dignity. Let him win the title for 5 seconds, and then he gets beaten right thereafter. I mean, at least something happened. I mean, my God, he's like taking all the losses right now. This like, what is this? NWO Hogan? I mean, I like Seth and everything, but my God, he's got to give up something too. Can't have 2 Romans in the organization at the same time.
Well,
Seth
has lost a lot, man. Seth was on a whole year where I feel like he lost.
I can't remember the last time I saw Seth Rollins lose a match.
Not this year.
That's what I'm saying. He's been winning every pay-per-view. Every time you see him on TV, for the most part, if he loses, it's a tag team match and he didn't get pinned. I mean, was this Seth Reigns? We got two Reigns at the same time. My God. Nakamura better win. He better win. And then he needs to lose.
Yeah, I'd love to see Nakamura be the champion and like just be the champion for at least a month, man. I'd like to see.
No, he's going to be the champion for 30 seconds. The amount of time it takes for Priest to get down to the ring. So he's going to be our 30-second champion. That was a glorious 30 seconds, man.
I like Nakamura, man. I'd like to see him be champion, man, because they didn't pull the trigger when he wrestled AJ Styles at WrestleMania. They could have pulled the trigger. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him be champion. So in MD, well, you already say you
Yeah, I'm going Nakamura.
Yeah, you going Nakamura.
I don't understand why they would have him in back-to-back pay-per-views and not win like that. That look bad on him if you don't.
Especially he's the one who picked the stipulation, and they already made him look stupid where Seth with the bad back offered to wrestle him and he told him no. So like, yeah, why the hell would he be able to get I don't know. I'm not even thinking anymore about this stuff because it is making my head hurt again. So in the main event of the night, we have John Cena and LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. We all knew after, because there's rumblings now that The Rock is getting ready to go back to work. I was holding out hope just because it would have been fun that The Rock would have been John Cena's partner, but you knew it was set. If it wasn't going to be The Rock, it was going to be LA Knight. And the only reason LA Knight wasn't there last week is because he had COVID. So he returned this week.
He had COVID?
Yeah, he had COVID last week. He returned this week to sign the contract, and it's going to be LA Knight and John Cena versus the Bloodline, and this is where they're going to set up LA Knight versus Roman Reigns at Survivor Series.
Well,
I got LA Knight and John Cena, but that's what's going to come out of this.
Well, the one good thing about this match is Roman's not in it, so there's a chance. There's a chance it could actually be entertaining. A chance. Yeah, it's going to be obviously Cena and LA Knight are going to win. I mean, this is like the most obvious match of all time. It's not, what would be the reasoning for Jimmy and Solo to win the match? It wouldn't further anything. It wouldn't build upon anything. It would just be a waste. So they know LA Knight needs to have a come up somehow. So he can't be losing any more matches, and this is a match he should win.
Yeah, I'm going LA Knight and John Cena. But like I said, I think it's gonna be pandemonium at the end of the match. I think somehow Cody's gonna get involved, somehow Jay gonna get involved, and it's gonna be some type of crazy stuff. And I wouldn't put it past now. Like it may sound crazy, it may sound far-fetched. I wouldn't put it past that you might get a Roman Reigns sight.
That I was gonna ask. That's what I was gonna ask. What's the percentage that Roman shows up?
He's too exclusive. He ain't gonna show up.
I give it 35. I give it 35 to 40%. I'm gonna put it that close.
We always predicting like this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. Not a goddamn thing happened. Especially when it has to do with Roman Reigns. He ain't gonna be there. He ain't gonna be there. He's getting a manicure right now.
We'll see. But I'm going LA Knight, John Cena. Because you gotta set LA Knight up for something after this. You know what I'm saying? And it can't be done on SmackDown. It's got to be done at Fastlane. So,
but Roman is scheduled to be back next week at SmackDown. I figure that's where LA Knight comes out. Like Roman will be like, acknowledge me, and then you'll hear the LA Knight music. Come on. That's how I figured that.
That sounds more likely. That sounds more likely.
Yeah, Roman will be like, whatever city they're in, he's gonna be like, Houston, acknowledge. And before he gets the me out, you're gonna hear that LA Knight, and then that's when the crowd gonna go crazy, and that's when they're gonna set up the match for Survivor Series or start the angle for Survivor Series, because you still got a month where they could go back and forth. But I mean, I'm putting it at his plans change, pal, but I'm putting it at least 75% that the main event will be LA Knight against Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. And LA Knight he's not gonna win, but I would love for him to win, but he's not.
That's the thing. It's like we spent the whole year just having this guy lose all over the goddamn place. You know, like he was just licking the mat all year long. And now it's like we're gonna put him in a big match in one of the biggest events. It's hard. I hate when wrestling is super predictable and you could see right through it. I hate that. Like LA Knight should have got propped up a little higher. I wouldn't even mind. They should have put the U.S. title on him or the Intercontinental. Make him beat Gunther. He has to do something like that. Because if that happens, now you'll feel a certain way. Like, okay, maybe he does have a chance. But right now, LA Knight has been on that mat just getting pinned all year long. And, so him against Roman, it doesn't really feel there yet. And Gunther has to lose. So just put the damn title on LA Knight. Let him beat Gunther so he can get some of that rub off of Gunther. Gunther already had all that goodwill handed to him when he beat all those people, and the way he beat those people, goddamn. So he needs to pay back, just like Roman Reigns needs to pay back. But his is coming in 2024, it looks like.
But again, we also got to take in consideration this. Again, they pushing this whole, and like I said, we don't know how they're gonna do it. We just don't know. But I can only assume they pushing this whole bragging rights thing. How is that gonna play into effect with the world champion? Like I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Roman ain't gonna be nowhere near that. So you thinking though that it'll be Roman and Seth?
I mean, possibly, or Roman versus whoever. Like,
Roman. No, you said Roman and Seth. Ain't gonna it's gonna be.
So you're saying it ain't plausible for it to be Roman versus Nakamura, or Roman versus Damian Priest?
Because the storyline is this. Here's if that's the route they want to go. The Shield debuted at Survivor Series in 2013. Roman Reigns has never beat Seth Rollins in a one-on-one. So there's your story right there.
Okay.
There's your storyline.
Well, I mean, Damian Priest can still win, and he can then drop it. I mean, we just saw what happened to Trick, but he could just drop it in a rematch or some other kind of situation on TV.
So wasted money in the bank.
Well, no, because it'll be you get the benefit of saying you were a champion, and they're paying them back for losing. I mean, for not being on WrestleMania. So here we're gonna have you with the title. I think it's a little payback for him to get a little rub of goodwill from WWE, but then they'll just transitional his ass.
Vancat, I think
and what it does, and that's a good thing because that's an excitement. Oh my God, the title just changed.
Yeah, you haven't looked at the
I've been looked at that ugly ass face. I don't want to see it.
I forgot that I had this picture because I got it just for him. So Daniel makes a prediction. If this was 5 years ago, I would love for this to happen, but we don't have Cena for that much longer. So a heel run Cena right now to me wouldn't make sense just because you wouldn't have him around every week. Knight and Cena win, but after the match, Cena raises Knight's hand, then hits him with an AA, and they finally turn Cena heel against Knight, get a ton of babyface sympathy. Man, if you was gonna have Cena for any length of time, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Well, remember John Cena was acting funny when he was one of the first times when he just came back. We were calling that like, why does Cena look so weird? Like his facial expression and his tone, he just act like he was off a little. So I don't know. Maybe Cena could do.
It ain't happening, bro. It ain't happening.
I mean, it's not gonna hurt Cena in any shape or imagination. It's not gonna hurt him.
Bro.
So
Trust me,
what
it ain't
do you
happening.
guys? What's your prediction rating for this show? 5 matches. Payback sucked, but I think this will be. I gave Payback like a 5, so I think this will be. I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna go 7 3/4 on this.
Man,
I'll go 7. Like I said, it's got a couple of good matches.
Yeah, the women.
You guys are too faithful.
That's gonna be the match of the night.
You guys are too faithful. The women might save it a little bit, but other than that, this is going to be a middle of the road affair. 6 at best. 6 at best. Mediocre
like
to the fullest.
Not to mention, like I said, we don't know what their plans are with Jade in this at this pay-per-view either.
Well, if she comes out, that'll boost it up to a 6.5.
No, it won't, Venkat, because remember, she's not a star. Remember,
I did not say anything. Oh my God,
Edge is a bigger star. Remember, Edge is going to make a bigger impact.
MD, I mean, man, MD,
for all we know, she could be in the crowd, and they just give her a lower third. We don't know. You know what I'm saying,
bro? Like, I can't wait to see how they debut her. I hope she comes out and just wrecks somebody, but who knows? But guess
maybe they're saving her for a moment, like because you were talking about Raw. Raw's ratings are so low, so maybe they need something exciting to happen on Raw. Or SmackDown doesn't need the ratings as much as Raw does, I think. So maybe that's it. Having a crowd, an audience just view her debuting, and she does something dynamic, whether it be attack somebody.
She's from Florida. Where is she from?
She's from Florida, but she live in Atlanta. Her and Brandon Phillips live in Atlanta.
Well, if okay, you said she's not from Florida because I was about to say the Royal Rumble is.
She is from Florida, but she lives in Atlanta. I think she's from Cocoa Beach.
Oh, hey, the Royal Rumble is at Tropicana Field. She
winning that Royal Rumble.
That's right down the street. Like
she winning that Royal Rumble.
Like, think about the pop that she would get. Like that, man. That writes itself.
Yeah, she winning.
They're all about their moments. So that, hey, I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But you got to have the moment where her and Bianca is standing face to face in the ring, like because I think the crowd gonna come unglued for that.
That could be on Raw. That moment could happen on Raw. SmackDown. Okay, so we had Rhea Ripley and Bianca do a stare down after WrestleMania on Raw.
But
one is on SmackDown, one is on
They both were champions. The champions get to move wherever they want to go.
These asterisks, they can find a way to make it happen. I mean, like I said, that brand stuff isn't going to be around forever.
All right. Well, guess what?
I'm
done. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. I'm out of here. But before I go, I do want to show appreciation to the greatest wrestler Right now, we need to give our weekly rankings of like just based
Oh
on the
yeah,
show,
that's a good. Yeah.
just based on the shows that we watch, who we think is the best wrestler for the week. To me, it's Gunther. I mean, at this point, that match with him and Tommaso Ciampa, those power bombs that he hit Tommaso Ciampa with was just insane. But I knew why they were having the match. The match wasn't supposed to take place till next week, but it was all to set up the return of Johnny Gargano. Finally, DIY is reunited, so that's going to give the tag team division a huge shot in the arm because DIY was one of the best teams ever. Their matches against the Revival, match of the year contender every year. I can't wait to see what DIY does, and about time. That's all I got to say. So
Trevor, you know what we should do though? We should vote because we always say they don't have a top 10, so we should do our own top 10 every week. And it'll be like whoever gets the most votes from 1 through 10. Yeah. I'm just saying we should do it. Like actually do it, not just say it. We should actually do it. Like we in the group chat, we'll just have everybody just pick people, and whoever gets the most votes, 1 down to 10.
Oh man, that might be hard, man. That's
not hard.
We don't all watch the same shows. Like I watch Collision. You don't watch Collision.
No.
I barely I've watched Monday Night Raw this past Monday because I got off early enough, but for the most part, I don't watch Monday Night Raw anymore. I watch SmackDown. We all watch SmackDown, but it's like, and who in here really watched Dynamite? I'll watch the main event of Dynamite, but I won't watch the entire show.
Yeah, speaking of that, I gotta turn my TV on to see what Adam Copeland talking about. But
tonight is his all right, Venkat, you want to go ahead and shut him down? I'm about to go. I said I was going at 8:00. I'm 6 minutes over.
Yeah, we can shut it down. Hey, I wanted Bones to come on here. Shout out to Swerve. I think this Swerve time right now. I wanted him to come on to break that match down. I only saw the highlight.
I thought he was going to, because that's why I told him to come. I thought he was going to, but I guess he's probably still at work because he works like late nights. He doesn't get off until around this time, so he probably just got home. But
that's not late night, brother.
Yeah, I used to
see me at 1:30 in the morning. And
I used to work overnight and wasn't getting home till 2-3 in the morning sometimes. So I know. All right, hey Daniel, man, appreciate you coming through, man. Now, loved your input in the chat. One day I don't know how you feel about jumping on panels, but one day if you want, you can jump on the panel, and we do allow that. Just when we're trying to keep to a time frame. It gets crowded a little bit, but yeah, this is every Wednesday, Wrestling with Reality. We do a whole bunch of other different shows, so you could check the channel and see what tickles your fancy.
One more thing, Trevor. Speaking of AEW, remember I was saying I'm not a fan. Last week was the Grand Slam show. I said I wasn't a fan of that elevated ramp. What happened?
Yeah.
Adam Cole jumped off the damn ramp and broke his ankle.
Did you see the picture of his ankle? Oh,
I didn't see the picture. I saw when he jumped off and he tried to play it off and get in the ring like nothing happened. I'm like, you just broke your damn ankle.
Wow. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my God. And you watch the way that he was moving in the ring. I'm like, he hurt. I said, he's hurt. I said, the guy just hurt himself doing a run in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's and it's funny because you did say it. You was like, and I'm like, damn, that's something odd for MD to just be picking on. Is this a ramp? Like, why would you care about that? And look at that. Right after that, look at and he did try to limp it off like it was just
like it was wrong.
And MJF was looking at him like, bro, like what the hell, man? He just that's crazy. That's crazy.
But that's all I got, man.
All right, Venkat, go ahead and shut the show down, Venkat. I'm about to leave.
All righty, man.
All right, y'all. Peace. Hey, tomorrow night we got the debate, Reggie versus Peter Cox. I'm out of here. Peace.
All right, MD. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you guys. I'll see you guys on Tape Fist with MD and others. And Trevor has a debate. Trevor has a debate tomorrow night. Check out that. I believe that's at 6:05 in tomorrow. And yeah, so we'll be watching Fastlane, and we'll be back next week with our review of Fastlane. All right, for MD, for Trevor, and everyone else associated with the society, have a great night. And I'll leave you with the little promo for the jerk stop.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Turn snack time into fun time. The great mouth-watering flavors in one convenient pack. Great taste and hard to resist. All natural flavored, mouth-watering, new great taste rolls. The new champion curable flavors. Eat.
Yeah, man. Take my glory when me creating myself and give Jesus.
We gonna mash up this food, you know.
And the bitch. Now the whole world can acknowledge me.
You'll get the shit. You'll be knee deep